everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. I'm looking at the chat. It sounds like we've got a lot of heat here going on, right? Okay, we're good. Just wanted to make sure that that was not going to emit any noise as it was working. Hello. All right, checking the chat. I'm still having coffee. Well, I'm still having coffee, but I have to show you guys this. This must be a right-hander. I don't know. Look at this. Don't disregard the lipstick up top. You do you. So that, you guys, couple of you were talking about this. I don't know. Maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. I don't know. And if you know me, I collect the little Ray Dunn mugs, the white ones. And I have a lot. And somebody said, oh my gosh, have you seen the new one? And it says you do you on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect because this is always what I say, right? I always say you do you. So I looked at a couple stores, couldn't find them, and thought, oh gosh, I'll never find that. Well, I got some happy mail last week from Marie House, and she sent that lovely little mug to me, and it was so sweet. So I had to sport my little you do you coffee mug this morning. I've been up since, I don't know, about 6, and it's 10 my time, so I'm an early riser as it is, but Saturdays I like to make sure I get up really early because I just like to have a leisurely first part of the Saturday, and I don't want to be stressed. Never fails. I don't know, about 10 minutes before, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat breakfast. Oh my gosh. And normally I would just skip it, but when we go 3 hours or so, usually I need to have a little something. So just inhaled a protein bar really quick and had 1 cup of coffee, but it was time for a second one. So here we are. All right, I'm gonna check the chat for a sec. And I know I've missed a ton, but hi Sean, Oceanside. Oh, I bet you have a nice breeze, right? I love Oceanside. Jeanette, ooh, 70 on the Central Coast. That's a good temperature. I saw someone else, Debbie maybe? That's also from Utah. It's very warm here. We are, 100 today. It's not uncommon for July to be hundreds, but it is a little bit more uncommon for June. And we had like 8 days in June. So we are in for one heck of a summer. But it's a dry heat, they say. All right. Hi, Marie. Marie, I don't know. Did you see? I don't know when you hopped on. Look what I'm drinking from today. So fun. Thank you, friend. All right. A second cup is always a good idea. Yes. Yes, Sarah. Hi, okay. Our friend from Nigeria, Ijeoma. You need to, as we converse all the time in email, phonetically sound out your name for me in email so I know. Francis. Hi, Francis. Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie. My friend Lizzie Lou, also Oceanside. Okay. Let's see. Northern Virginia, currently Kate. How is everybody this week? Are we good? We are heading into, if you're in the US, we're heading into I don't know, it's kind of weird, 3-day weekend-ish. The 4th of July falls on a Sunday this year, so I don't know if people observe it on the Friday or the Monday or kind of all weekend long. Whatever it is, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And I'm not signing off yet, but in case I forget, hope you have a fun 4th of July. Okay, guys, so hang on one sec. Melissa, Carol, your babies are home. That's so fun. Okay. All right, guys, so a couple things before we dig in. Winner from last week is Anna Byrne. Anna that I met through my friend Lizzie, Elizabeth Williams. I always see that and I'm like, Elizabeth, oh yeah, Lizzie. So Anna, not Lizzie, Anna wins the little, and I don't have, oh, I do. It's right here. Anna wins one of the little Scatter the Squirrel canvas bags with the pin and the sticker and then the Scatter Thought stamp sets in there. So congratulations, Anna. Before I get too far, I need to make sure you guys are aware of something. If you don't receive my emails, or if they end up in your junk folder, which, they always do, so who knows why, I'm doing a Christmas in July. So there's kind of a couple of fun things going on right now on my website. Number one is as kind of a thank you, my little Christmas present to you early, or holiday present if you don't celebrate Christmas. I have a coupon code on my website for $5 off of your purchase of 25 or more. And it doesn't matter what you buy. That can be used one time and it expires the end of July. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind or in the back of your pocket to use if you go shopping. The other thing though is I have a ton of new Christmas product on order. And it will start probably trickling in August-ish, maybe, who knows. So I'm clearing out space, making some room. So anything that I had left over from last year, Christmas and winter, those are all 40% off. And you can use that and your so anyhow, you guys can do the math. But so if you're shopping, just make sure that coupon is on the home page. So if you just click, if you go to lailbymail.com and click, well, you'll just see it right there. It'll tell you the coupon code that you need to use. So, Marie has an order being delivered today. Lovely. That's so fun. All right, guys. The last thing before we flip the camera, I think the last thing, I have to apologize because I'm sure I still have remnants of my protein bar probably in my teeth and everywhere. So, oh well, it is what it is. We're all friends, so I can do that, right? Oh yes. Okay. Prize for this week. The prize for this week is this kit. This is my brand new Twilight Traveler's Notebook kit. This is a fun one. So, lucky winner will receive this for next week. And if you're like, ooh, what is that? Not sure what that is. You can see that on my website. Oh, I know really quick what I need to mention. Okay, hold on. Back up, Lil. With that, the way that you have an opportunity to win that is you leave a comment on the video. So not during the chat. Once we are done, you need to just circle back and leave a comment on the video itself. And let's see, our 3 lists today. One of our lists is what you love about your home, the place that you live, whether you own or rent or lease, whatever it is. One of the things you love about your home. So I'll have you leave a comment on the video when we're done telling me one of the things that you love about your home, and then I will draw for that project kit next Saturday. Those of you that purchased the Midsummer Traveler's Notebook kit, you know the Simple Vintage Lemon Twist collection from Simple Stories is, goodness, being held ransom. It may be on the rails, it may not. Hopefully it's on its way to Utah. Anyhow, they did start shipping their US product. That is why we have the Midsummer kit. And those of you that ordered, it is out. In my haste of wanting to make sure that we had that class as soon as possible, because it is for July, August. When I scheduled the class, I wasn't really thinking. It is Monday, July 5th. And some people might still be observing the 4th of July holiday. So if that is you and you're like, what in the world was she thinking? I wasn't. Just know we're still going to have it on we're still going to have it on Monday, but if you can't make it, just know that you can watch the replay. My mind wasn't thinking when I did the 5th. All right, friends, we are now going to flip the camera. So let me just quickly look. Oh, Carol, thank you. So this is kind of funny. Carol said, I love your shirt. Carol, it's actually a dress that I tried to return. I bought it on Amazon. This part's really cute. The whole dress is cute, but it hits like right at a really weird spot. It's just not on me, not a good spot. And I went to return it and they're like, oh no, just keep it and we'll refund your money. I'm like, okay. So I had it shoved somewhere. I was going to give it away. And then I thought, well, you know what? It actually works for our videos because no one sees like the bottom half of me. So it's now will be in rotation maybe for the Saturday video. So thank you. All right, we are going to, Yvonne, hopefully good. Yours is on the way. Hi, Pam. All right, guys, we are going to flip the camera, okay? Oh, Mindy. Yes, Mindy just moved. I'm just reading about Kim and Mindy maybe living near each other. That would be fun. I think, and I think that you guys might get along. Okay. Oh, Brooke, you're so sweet, hon. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we are going to flip the camera. I am not, okay, one more thing. We're just chatting today. I'm not going to have the studio lights again. I think we'll be okay. We were okay last week. The good news is they fixed our air conditioner. That happened on Wednesday, so we are now surviving again. But it's still just really hot, so I'm not going to turn the lights. So let's go ahead and flip, all right? We're going to flip in 1, 2, 3. But I do actually have a fan kind of in the doorway because, you know, when you're my age, it's not a bad thing to have a little extra. Okay, I'm just moving some things. All righty, plug in the phone. Here we go. Plug in the phone so we don't, okay, I know what I just remembered. I know what I just remembered that I forgot to do. Let's hope that no one calls Lael while we are doing this because I forgot to set my phone on Do Not Disturb. And we'll just cross our fingers. Mary, you and me both. Mary said, boy, am I chatty today. I am too. Okay, so let's first take a look at our 3 lists from last week. I had to think about them for a minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so last week we actually did 3 single page lists, which I don't do single page lists a lot anymore. So we did 3 single page lists, and the first one was childhood injuries. And oh my gosh, I think this for me was so fun because this was a totally different looking list than I would normally do. We used a library pocket and a library card, and I had started doing some of my journaling. Need to finish that. Journaling on the library card, and then these tags, right, Kim? Kim said those Miss Modern tags are everything. Those were so fun. So I just added my journaling about my little childhood injuries on those tags. So yeah, that was a fun one. That was totally different than what we normally do. And sometimes it's good to get out of your little box, at least for me to get out of my little box, right? Second one was junk food. We had lots of fun chatting about our favorite junk foods. So this is really funny, and it just reminded me. Someone emailed me and said, and she was joking, of course, emailed or, I don't know, messaged on Facebook or something and said, oh my gosh, I can't be your friend anymore because you like Cadbury eggs. And Cadbury eggs, that gross stuff that comes out of the inside, and it's that weird textured liquid. I'm like, no. I need to respond back to her. So if you're on, then I'm responding back right now. Not those eggs. Those eggs that have all the goop that comes out. Yeah, I don't like those either. I mean the little Cadbury mini eggs, the little chocolate eggs that are covered in like a hard shell that are so good. That's what I meant by Cadbury, and I had just saw those. So yes, our second list was junk food, and we talked about all kinds of junk food that we loved. We had quite a lively discussion about red licorice and what the best red licorice is. And just for reference, the best red licorice is red vines, not Twizzlers. Robin eggs, there we go. Robin eggs, yeah, Lizzie, that's what they are. Robin eggs, okay. Our third list was always in the fridge. So we just chatted, and I listed about things that always in the fridge. I did one thing, I think, to finish this up. All I did, well, this is one of my run-on lists. And what I mean when I say a run-on list is that I just, write. It's just a list, and it's, not line by line by line. And this, I felt like I needed to just add a little something to make things pop a little bit. So what I did, I just took my yellow pencil and I outlined that little part, filled it in, milk. We have milk in our fridge, but we don't drink milk, but it's always for when our youngest son Sam comes over. So that was a way to kind of just make that pop a little bit. So those were our 3 lists. Hi, Diane. All right. So let's now dig into our lists for today. So our first one that we're going to do is about last month. It is it's the first Saturday of a new month, right? And that's kind of what we do. First Saturday of every new month, I do my list that I've been doing, oh my gosh, almost a year now, every month, called About Last Month. And about last month, I list things that happened in my life, in the world, what have you, last month. That's what we will start with. So, all right. Here, so I always start with, well, let me back up for a second. Let's just take a look at some of the past about last month lists, just so we can kind of see what I normally do. I mean, I know what I normally do, but if you're new, then it's always good to show. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Oh, darn it. Okay, you guys, everyone needs to help. My mom just texted me back. Everyone needs to help me channel my brain because I have 2 or 3 external hard drives, that are smaller, that have all of my photos on them, like going all the way back to when I started taking digital photos when my kids were probably 4 or something. And I wanted a photo for one of our lists today and looked for my external hard drives, couldn't find them. So I thought maybe my mom has them. Well, I just heard back from her, she doesn't have them. So everyone send lots of positive thoughts to Lael's brain so I can remember what I did with all of those, with my external hard drives, because now I'm having a little bit of a panic attack because I need that. All right. So you know what? Here's a really good thing that I wanna just chat about really quick as we start talking about last month. Melissa said, too much sadness for me this past month, but it will get documented. Melissa, I'm so sorry. It's hard, right? It's hard when we have hard things going on. So I'm so sorry. But Melissa brought up a good point. She said, it will get documented. And you know what? Sometimes when we're doing things like this, memory keeping, because this is what we're doing, right? We're basically scrapbooking. It may be a different format than you may be used to doing. We're not in a 12 by 12 page. We're not in a little mini book. But we're still memory keeping. And sometimes there are hard things, right? We all have hard things that happen. And sometimes they're really hard to document. But at some point in the future, you might find that you want to document them. But if the pain's still really raw, then if you are used to doing something like this, so Melissa, if you're used to doing something like this, you know what? Skip it. You could leave if you're listing with us, you could leave 2 blank pages in your traveler's notebook and just come back to it. No pressure. And if you decide you never want to kind of do it, then you know what? You never have to do it. So, but I thank you for typing that and sharing that. And I hope, I really hope that, that things are okay. All right. So yes, Terry, it's important to document, right? Because it's reality, right? It is reality. Although sometimes we see on social media, it doesn't look like that ever happens, right? Everybody only shows the good, doesn't necessarily talk about the bad. All right. So this is the format. This is what I do every single month. I have 5 photos over here. I have the month there. I do one of my run-on lists. I add a few keywords that are part of my list of things that had happened and decorate right there, and off I go, and I'm good to roll. So that was April. There's March, right? So I don't use a separate traveler's notebook for that. I just incorporate them right into my regular listing. But I know some of you that do this have a separate traveler's notebook, and you just have your kind of about last month every month, and then it turns into an about last year. Okay, so let's now go ahead and get started. Normally I have a really good cross section of photos that I put together for my little collage, if you will. So it's from a lot of different things. But for June, these are all photos from our vacation. So that was just a big part of what happened in June. Start to finish, travel included. I think we were gone for 12 days. So that's a good part of June. So I decided for me, right, you do you, but I decided for me that I wanted all of my photos to be about the same thing. Even though my list will be all over the board, my photos, that's what my photos are going to do. I just realized forgot to grab my tape runner. Kind of need that. So I use my Epson PictureMate PM400. That, along with all the things that well, not all the things, but a lot of the things I use are linked in the description of the video down below. But I always use my little Epson PictureMate when I'm printing my photos for my traveler's notebooks. And it has kind of pre-configured templates. And so I always use this template, and it is normally meant for 6 little 2x2 photos, but I always leave that little space blank because I like to do a little bit of decorating right there. All right, I am using the Simple Stories Sunkissed collection because I love it. It just totally speaks to me. And for this, it's kind of perfect. So I pulled out a few that I thought might work. Okay, so clearly when I pulled that out, I just thought, oh, that would be fun. Well, that isn't going to work because it's too big. I mean, I could use it, but then it covers up this. That's a picture of me riding the bicycle. One of the resorts that we stayed at while we were gone was a little bit larger, and each of the little villas had 2 bikes, and so you kind of cruised around on bikes the whole time. So that was fun. I'm just going to pull a couple things while we are kind of chatting here to see what these might look like. It was funny because last night Nick and I were out on our back patio enjoying the lovely evening, and he was playing music, but from my phone because he doesn't really have music on his phone. And so he had my phone, I had his phone, and I was looking at all of his photos. Well, he had taken a video of me riding my bike, you know, on the way to dinner. So I have a dress on and I have like high heel wedges on and I'm riding my bike, and it's the funniest thing. So that was kind of fun. All right. That was one of my favorite parts of our little vacation though, just the little bike riding. So maybe that could be cute. I don't know that this little thing, this magic carpet, I mean, we know what that is, right? That's like a beach towel, but it kind of reminds me of like Aladdin magic carpet. Okay, I'm gonna take another quick sip of coffee. Okay. That'll be kind of a good start. I've just kind of laid things out. I have pulled out the Color Vibe Summer Alpha Sticker Book because, well, hello, summer. And it matches very well this collection. And Simple Stories does that on purpose. Simple Stories does that on purpose. So they now have, I think, 9 of these alphabet sticker books. And so I use these all the time because I use these for my titles all the time, but it's not all the time. But it's nice if you're using like a Simple Stories collection like Sunkissed, then you know that the alphas will coordinate. Karen just asked, did you get the airplane photo for your travel book? Karen, I did. I posted that in the Facebook group this week. It's also, I did a whole blog post about it on my blog, about my process for kind of how I do the airplane photos out the airplane window and document in a traveler's notebook. So this one's cute, but I don't think it's going to be this one because I really like the little sun umbrella, and then that's a little bit too much pink from there to there. So not that guy. The red, I know for sure not that guy. Yellow. You know how much I love the yellow. I want to answer another question here real quick. Karen said, how do you limit the photos when the month has been extreme and hard? So here's the thing. This is just what I always do. I always only do pretty much one photo there. The beginning of this year, I taught a class called Year in Review. I put together a class and taught a class called Year in Review, where we were using a traveler's notebook insert basically to do this every month. And if you're using one insert to do this every month, you basically only need 12 spreads or 24 pages. These inserts have more than 24 pages. So What we had chatted about in when I taught the class was in the in-between pages, you could basically have a whole secondary spread that could be more photos and more journaling if you wanted. Or the other thing that you could do is you could do a tip in. Let me find one real quick. Well, and I just saw another thing that you could do. You could do something like this. So this is a little pocket. If you create a little pocket, you could then come in and add multiple photos, right? I could just, have 3 or 4 of my photos tucked into that pocket, so you could pull those out. But you could also do a tip in. Let me see here, I'm just looking. Maybe. You could do a tip in like this one. So in this case, I have used a postcard, but you could do the exact same thing with a photo. So with that photo, you would just take washi. So there's washi that is half on whatever you're tipping in, and then washi half on the insert itself. So that would be a great way to add another 4x6 of photos. So there's a couple of examples. But while I have this here, Karen, since I have it out, that is it. That is that most recent entry. That's the photo from the airplane window. And that, if you're like, wait a minute, what is that? What is she talking about? If you go to my website, laelbymail.com, and click on blog, I did a whole blog post about this traveler's notebook and how I document my travels out the window of the airplane. Okay. All right. That just reminded me, at some point here, I need to schedule, you guys, I need to schedule our little Q&A session that we had talked about doing. All right. Terry just asked, did my assistant start? Yes, Terry, she did a week ago Thursday. You guys, I hired someone. Because I had to. I mean, it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing because I had no life. And Nick very much likes it if I have a life. I do too. I need to have a life. So it was just, I was just working all the time. So yes, she started on Thursday, a week ago Thursday, and she has been a blessing. All right, I'll keep talking, but I'm going to pick the color. I know, the yellow, because you know me, I just love the yellow. But if I do the yellow, then the sun might not work, but maybe the sun works over here. I'll keep looking. So we have known her for forever and a day. She was our nanny. It's funny to say because she's just a little bit younger than I am. But she worked for us I went back to work after Jack was born, our oldest, when he was 3 months old. She worked for us until he was 15 years old. So I just reached out to her and said, hey, what are you doing? Would you be interested? And she said, of course. Because my business, I run my business out of our home. And so then it's kind of, I didn't really want anyone. And so that's just worked out perfect. I think I might go with either the coral, hello, that would be teal, or the blue. I don't know. I think it might be the blue. I think it's going to be the blue. All right. So let me just double check sizing on something because I don't remember if I use the larger alpha when I do these or if it's the smaller one. Okay, it is the smaller one, and that's just what we're looking. One of the nice things about, right, that's the smaller one, yes. One of the nice things about the Simple Story sticker books is that for every color you have 2 sheets, but like basically 3 different alphas. You have a larger and then the smaller, same style, and then those little squares. All right, so let's figure out 1, 1, 2, 3. I start on the third line, 1, 2, 3. So I start right here, and I'll just go in and erase that, right? 1, 2. Yeah. Terry has a love-hate relationship with letter stickers because she can't get them straight. Even with this, even with the ruler. So generally what I do when I am working with letter stickers, I get out my little steel ruler. Okay, last month was June. And I will take the letters and I will line them up. Right, there happens to be a little, horizontal line right there. So if I line everything up on that horizontal line, then I should get kind of straight. If you're working with an insert that has lines, that also makes it a little bit easier. If not, then draw a line with your ruler on where you think you want to go. But this is kind of my tried and true way. So I use the ruler for making them straight. That's the first little benefit there. And the rulers are on my website. It's a 6-inch ruler, which is nice if you're working in a traveler's notebook instead of having a 12-inch ruler. I mean, a 12-inch ruler still works. However, it's just a little bit, well, it's a little bit bigger. It's actually twice as big, right? It's twice as long, 6 or 12. But when it comes to the second reason why I use it, which is this, it's nicer to have a shorter ruler. So I use to make sure they're straight, but then I also now use it to make sure that it's centered because I can just slide it right back and forth where I want it to go. So I think that is a good spot. It looks pretty centered left to right. So even without a ruler, they are pretty much lined up right below that line right there on my insert. So I'll just press those down. Okay, I want to press the sticker down. And then slowly peel that away. I'm slowly peeling the stickers away from the ruler. And now they're straight-ish, right? Straight-ish. Doesn't have to be straight, right? No one's checking to make sure it's perfect. Well, and if they are, I have a few words for them. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. And then always above, I write about last month. So about last month, June. And that little guy will probably go there because it's just so cute. That sun is so stinking cute. Okay, now let's go back to down below. Down here, I usually do a little bit of washi. So here's March, and I did 2 different rows, 2 different strips of washi. So let's see what ouch, 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 ouch. My necklace, my hair just got caught in my necklaces, and my 2 necklaces in the back. Okay, there we go. It's the ish that you have a problem with. I know, get over it, move on, right? Just move on. Sean, you're working on the Life as an Adventure mini book. Oh, I love that. That is what I'm using to document, to really document our vacation. So at some point I will do that. I'm not sure when. This is, hold on. Let me look at something. I'm going to dig through my, hang on. Okay, that is an older rainbow washi. I didn't realize that's what I had pulled out. There is I think this is called Palm Springs, this washi. Oh, I don't know, I might even use that. There's a rainbow that's part of that 3-pack. And I just don't know where the rainbow one is. Oh, here it is. Okay, there we go. So that 3-pack has those 3. So that rainbow or this rainbow. Oh, I don't know, maybe those. Let's look. I hadn't thought about using little palm trees until I thought of the rainbow. So let's see. I don't know. No, no palm trees. No palm trees there. This rainbow? Oh yeah, we'll use this rainbow. And then I just have to figure out what's going to go with it. Oh, so last night while Nick and I were sitting out on our back patio, I did my nails, painted my nails, and I have not done that in a while. So it was long overdue. Oh my gosh, long overdue. Long. Oh, Julie, you are welcome. Julie said, thanks for the airplane window book instructions. Yes. And again, that is on my blog. I go through the template that I use every time and kind of my thought process if you want to know more about that one. The journal is a Simple Stories one. Karen, this that I'm using, the Traveler's Notebook insert, this is a Carpe Diem one. So this is the lined, the dot grid lined. Comes in a pack of 2. One is dot grid and one is lined. And you'll find those linked in the description of the video below if you need those. Okay, so now we just need something else. Well, I don't know. We could do the rainbow. I have some hearts. Oopsie. Hate it when that happens. I have a multicolored rainbow heart washi. Cute, but that's a lot of rainbow. So I think I still like to use the hearts. There's a large heart. And let me see. Where do you suppose the small hearts are? What do you think I did with those? Let me look in a drawer. Well, I don't know. I do not know where they are. So, oh, okay. So I was thinking black, and then I pulled this out. That is a thin, obviously black and white stripe. And then immediately thought, oh no, I can't use that. In my head, the reason why that would not work is because I have a horizontal stripe here and a vertical stripe there, and it's just too much stripe. But I really don't you hate it when that happens? You have in mind something that you want to use, and then you can't find it. Well, all right. The big hearts, the big black hearts could work. We'll try that one maybe and see. Tiny trees, I know, Kim. You love, like, Kim, I just keep saying, tiny trees, tiny trees. Terry, I did not see a stamp idea. No. Bernice, it is a very large supply. Okay, so no, those are too big. The hearts are just too big. Those large hearts. So you know what I need? I need and let me look in one more place. And I just used them last weekend. Last weekend? Weekend before? Last weekend? I don't know. Time just flies together, right? Okay, just let me look in one more place, friends. And I know this is, oh, there they are. Yay. Okay, now watch, I won't like these. Yes, okay, so Terry, working on it. Working on a stamp set with Andy. She has sent me artwork. I have not looked at it. She sent me artwork probably a month ago. I have not looked at it. So it is on my list of things to do. But yes, there will be a stamp set coming that makes it fun and kind of easy to do about last month. It'll be like a listing stamp set where it will have different words and phrases that we use a lot in our listing. Like we use favorite a lot. We use top 10. We use about last month. There are some phrases that I use a lot in my list. So we'll be looking at, I'm looking at something like that. Or not looking at, it's in the works. It is in the works. Okay, so look at now. I don't love it. Yes, Kim, in my handwriting. Yes, it will be in my handwriting because it didn't start that way. But then I had some messages from some of you saying, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if we could have those in your handwriting. And I'm like, oh, okay. Normally I wouldn't think of that, but all right. Well, I'm just not really finding what I want here, am I? Yeah, no. It's just not. I don't know. Okay, one more thing that I'm going to pull out, and then here we go. Maybe this guy. This is my go-to a lot. This is very old. It is so old that it says 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 there. That's how old it is. So my trick is I just get rid of that part and go like this. We'll make it work. I won't keep it. It's like 3 hours later. What did you get done? Oh, I got my about last month list started. No, sometimes it's not, right? Sometimes more isn't better. We learned, we know that, right? Sometimes if you have too many supplies or you have too many options, it gets a little bit hard. It gets a little bit paralyzing, right? All right, that will work. We'll bring in a lot more color over here in the little words that I pick. Okay, so I pulled some of these guys out. These may end up, no. These could end up instead of the words that I use now. That could go right there. Okay, I think I need to start listing, and then I will, I think I need to start listing, and then I will keep going. This one? This is one of the 3 washies that is from the collection. Well, it would look like that. Obviously, it wouldn't go right there. We like that better. I'll leave it there for a sec. Well, I won't because I need to start listing. So I'll just leave it right over here. And you guys tell me what you think. If you think that one is better than that one. All right, let's get this guy down. Hi, Mom. Mom, I'm in a panic now. I have no idea where those hard drives are. I was telling everyone earlier because I saw your text come in. Yeah, so now I've got to go digging. Like literally no clue. I haven't used these in a bit. Come on. There we go. I'm just using that little glue pen because I want those little sun rays to stick down. So things like that, the 2 glue pens. One is a wedge, that's a little bit wider, and then this one is a fine point. But when you have little die cuts that you don't want to lift, then there we go. Pink washi feeds off the umbrella. They are where you put the one I returned to you. Yeah, I know, right? Who knows where that is? Hi, Valerie. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our list. Now, for me, my list is just a mismatch of things. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put these down now, too. Oh, no. Okay, I can't. My list is a mismatch of things. So I think the reason why this isn't working is because this guy's right on there and there's just a lot of that same color. So this guy will not happen. And we'll go to this one. Or maybe this one. The cute rainbow, navy. that could work. With that. And that. Oh my gosh, get over it. Just do it. I know, right? Just sometimes the days of indecisiveness, right? It's like when you go to your closet and you're like, what am I going to wear? And then you try like 800 things on and then you make a giant mess on the floor of your closet. I'm not speaking from experience at all. I'm just, speculating that that's what happens. Yeah. Indecisive. We have I'm just thinking in my head about the decisiveness that's going to happen with me later today when it comes to the closet, because we're going to outdoor concert friend thing tonight, and know what I'm going to wear when it's 97 degrees out when it starts. Okay, this guy. Terry, shoot me an email about the magnets. Do you use glue dots? That's what I use, glue dots, and then they stick no problem. Uh-oh, ink. Okay. There we go. Dee. That little umbrella is so cute. Okay. Just can't put that on top of our friend Scott's face. Don't want to do that. But I could make it bleed off the edge. Kind of like that. And then there we go. All right. Now we have a little bit of an issue because there is a big old blank space right there. I'll come back and deal with that later. All right, listing. I was here, I don't know, a few minutes ago, right? I know we're having a little bit of a struggle bus, aren't we? Diane, that is from the Sunkissed collection, linked in the description of the video. All right, so about last month. This is kind of going to start chronological. So 5 COVID tests within 2 days same day. That's what, well, long story. Not within 2 days, 5 over the course of our vacation. 2 before we left, 2 when we landed in Tahiti because everyone had to have a test to be able to go further. Another one 4 days in while we were still there, and then another one at the airport in Tahiti again before we flew home. So 5 COVID tests. An amazing trip to French Polynesia with our best friends. All right, so the first one I am going to use little stickers for will be, I think, the pink. And the pink is going to say Bora Bora. The 211, okay, so I think I messed up on the second 2. 2 before, 1 when we got there, 1 4 days in, and 1 when we came home. And the 2 before weren't necessarily required. Only one was required, but you have to have them no sooner than 3 days before, and then they will not guarantee that your results will be back within 3 days. And you're like, that's kind of a problem. So we had another, we did another one. We did one at Walgreens and then one with the county, just as kind of a backup, just in case. And of course, we got them both back within like the next day. So that was good. And the ones at the airport are like within 15 minutes. So they're like the fast ones. But they're not, it wasn't a saliva test. Both of those were the up the nose ones. And oh my gosh, those were not very pleasant. I don't know if you've ever had a COVID test where they shove that dang thing up your nose. It's not, I mean, you know what? It's better than having COVID. So, yes. Melissa, so we had to have one at the airport before we flew home. And so I guess that was in order to get back into LA. Like they wouldn't, you couldn't even get on the airplane. And I think that was probably a US thing. Now, are you Canada? Are they letting people in and out of Canada yet? I don't know. All right. So this is not all about, my list isn't all about our trip. It's just that the photos and so far. All right, next up. So we did, let me see, how can I do this here? It won't fit. So I'm just gonna start over here. Snorkeling in the Coral Gardens equals infected foot equals antibiotics equals hives. Yes, there's a list of one of the things that happened on our vacation. Then I don't know, a third of my list will be about this, but then it will go back to normal. Swimming with manta rays, eagle rays, stingrays, eels, and lemon tip sharks. Sharks is going to be my next one, because that'll sure make you read that twice when you are reading the list, right? Okay, so next, let's see. Do we want to do yellow? Yellow, maybe where's the, not the coral, the teal. Maybe the teal here. We'll use the teal for the sharks. And all of this was just in the open ocean. Well, you're in a coral reef Bora Bora is within a very large coral reef. So you're not in the open ocean, but you're still in the open ocean. It's just that there's a reef. So it's not like you're going in this little, pen where they're tame and you don't have to worry. And yeah, but it was really fun. Not scary, which is kind of weird because you just trust. You like blindly trust, right? You blindly trust. Yes, Julie, all of them were the PCR tests. Yeah. I'm just looking. Jen has had lots of nasal swabs. Okay, Colleen said the Canada-U.S. border is still closed to non-essential travel until July 21st. Okay. Wanda just asked a great question if I'll be doing a list with the Doodlebug Cute and Crafty. Not this week, but yes, I will. Because it's so stinking cute and crafty. All right, lemon tip sharks. Okay. So let me look at time, 10:55. Okay, I'm gonna spend a few more minutes on this one and then I will move to the next list and I'll come back at the end, well, after we're done, and I will finish my list. So we had a super fun neighborhood party with a band, a food truck, and a churro truck. That was loads of fun. Lily started working for me. Hooray! All right. Oh, we had Bunko in our neighborhood. Before we went on our trip, so I didn't quite do this in chronological order. This one deserves to be highlighted. My first pedicure in 15 months, right? Because COVID. Now, I had painted my own toenails. Don't get me wrong. Lizzie, are you still on? Are you still on, Lizzie? I'm going to wait and see if she answers. Well, I'll answer anyway. Yes. My friend Lizzie is probably squirming when I say that because she gets pedicure every 2 weeks, I think. Now, she lives in California, so they kind of have year-round like sandals there. But yes, first pedicure in 15 months, COVID, right? So right before we left on our trip, I'm like, yeah, I need to have one. So I did. First pedicure. Not you. Oh my, okay, yes, not Elizabeth Wallace, no. Lizzie, Elizabeth Williams. That's funny. Me? Okay, not me, that's funny. Okay, guess what? Is Yomi brought up a very good point. Let's pause and give the video a thumbs up. I won't pause. If you guys would do that, I would sure appreciate it. For a couple reasons. First of all, because it will drown out the people that give it a thumbs down. I don't understand that. You know, public service announcement. If you're watching something and you don't particularly care for it, just move on. Just move on. You don't need to give it a thumbs down and make someone feel bad. You can just keep your opinion to yourself. Anyhow, yes, it drowns it out in my eyes. When I see the thumbs down, I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then someone's like, oh, maybe they accidentally hit the, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Terry, I did plug it in. Thank you. But it also is interaction. And the more interaction there is, the more YouTube, and this is the way it is with any social media, the more that social media, YouTube in this case, says, oh, this is good. There's a lot of people interacting and people must like it. So we're going to recommend to other people. So that's always good, whether you're watching me or anyone. Just take a sec and give it a thumbs up because it's appreciated. Next one, I taught at the 3 Craft Chicks. Oh, that reminds me of something. Virtual retreat. Marie, that gave me the coffee mug, was at that virtual retreat. But then, Val, did you see this sitting on my little table over there to the side? So Val is one of our Saturday listers. Very small world. Her sister and I live in the same neighborhood. But she brought me this last week. Look at how cute this is. Look at this teeny tiny. It's a little teeny tiny traveler's notebook. But look it actually is real. There's a little band, but look at inside. It's like real. Isn't it so cute? That was so sweet. That was so sweet. Okay. 3 Craft Chicks virtual treat. Let's see. So it's not always what's happening in my world. Sometimes other worlds, like other worlds. Yeah, that sounded weird. Not other worlds. And other parts of the world or our country or whatever it is, Biden declared, Joe Biden is our president in the U.S. Biden declared Juneteenth a national holiday. That was kind of a big deal. All right, friends, I am going to stop with this list because I have a little bit more to go, right? I need to finish my listing here. I will add one more word to kind of stand out, and I'll probably do that in the blue a little bit, probably over here, just so it's kind of a little bit even. I need to add something here, and then I usually add something right up here, and then I'll pretty much call it good. So maybe what I'll do is when we're done today, what I'm really trying to focus on for me personally, oh, I know, while I'm talking, I will do my outlining, is if I don't finish a list while we are live together, that as soon as we're done, I'm trying to go back and finish the list, because I've learned if I don't do that, then the chances of me going back later and finishing that list are pretty much slim to none. So maybe what I'll do is after we are done with our other two lists, anyone that wants to continue to hang out, I'll come back and finish this one. All right, so there we go. There's the start of my About Last Month for June. All right, I was looking, but missed a lot of things. So I'm looking at the chat. Sorry. Okay, second list. The second list is, I'm going to start out by outlining. I'm not going to outline this side because I am adding one or two, not sure yet, photos on that page. I couldn't do them ahead of time because I have no idea where in the world my external hard drives went. So, I'll either do one or two there. The reason I'm not outlining this side, because if I do one, it will be a full page photo. It'll cover the whole page. And then I don't want to have a weird little kind of marks right there. So we'll see. Hi, Marilee. Okay, so this second list, this is, for me, it is a very U.S. centric, meaning it is a holiday that's celebrated in the United States and nowhere else. So if this does not apply to you and you live outside of the U.S., like if you live in Canada, I'm doing 4th of July because that is tomorrow. If you live in Canada, you could do Canada Day. If you live in another country, if you have another day that you want to document, then you could do that. If not, you could just skip it. So I'm documenting some of my favorite 4th of July memories. So 2-page photo here, and then I'm going to do my list over here. How many of you guys follow Heidi Swapp? Heidi Swapp has been in the industry forever and a day. Melissa, you know what? I know right after I said that, Melissa said this year's Canada Day was very somber. Yes, right after I said Canada Day, I thought, oh gosh, because of all of the Indigenous children that they keep finding. Okay, I won't go into that. So yes, Heidi Swapp. I've known Heidi for years and years and years, and she has been in the industry for years and years and years. She is one of those just so amazingly talented. She's so talented. She's a talented product designer. She's a talented designer. She's a talented speaker. She's just an amazing person. She showed something with some stamps earlier this week, and I saw them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that like, it just, I loved what she did. So I thought, you know what? I have some stamps that are kind of like that. I'm going to try to do something very similar with what I have. So I have pulled out, oh, let's do this. Let me put these things just a little bit off to the side since I might be coming back when we're, well, I'm going to come back when we're done, but let me get this part of summer out of the way. Get some of these, ow, ooh, that hurt. Get some of these things picked up just so they're not distracting for me and you. All right. So for the 4th of July, I have some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful memories as a kid, one in particular, and as our kids were growing up. And so I thought, you know what? I want to just kind of do a little bit of that. So I don't have any 4th of July product, right? I don't have, things that say Stars and Stripes Forever and 4th of July and July 4th, and I don't have anything like that. But this is an example where you don't have to have specific themed product in order to carry out a theme on your list. And this would be the same whether it's you're working in a traveler's notebook or in a mini book or a 12 by 12 layout. Just start looking at the product that you have and figure out what could work. So I have Heidi, and this just so happened, it's funny because the washi and 2 of the stamp sets that I'm going to use happen to be Heidi. That was not on purpose. It's just what I have that works. So this navy washi tape, this is perfect because look at all the different navy washis. I've included a link to those in the description of the video. This guy, this is one of my favorite stamp sets, and it's also a Heidi stamp set. But there's a particular stamp on here that I thought would work really well for trying to get the same look and feel for the what Heidi did earlier this week. These stamps, and I pulled these are her wolf pack stamps. So all of these are linked in the description. The wolf pack stamps, and I pulled the wolf pack stamps because they're little stars. Look at those little stars. And I thought, oh my gosh, those little stars will be perfect for the 4th of July, right? This is not a 4th of July themed stamp set. So an example like this, if you're looking for 4th of July stuff, go look through everything you have. Look for stars, look for red stickers, washi, look for blue stickers, washi, and then that's what we're going to do. I've also pulled out this little gold foil dot washi because I thought that might be kind of fun. It won't look like sparklers or fireworks, but it'll kind of help to jazz it up a little bit. And then this little guy, the July washi. Okay, so, and what I should have done, I should have printed out, gone to her website or social media or whatever and printed out what one of her little spreads looked like, because then you guys could see. So she had taken a stamp that was kind of similar to this. And so I'm going to start with that. It is absolutely okay. And this is, I'm telling you, not as me, I'm telling you, well, it's what I'm doing, but it's absolutely okay to see something that someone else does and be like, oh my gosh, I love that. I totally want to either copy that or I want to, take parts of it and make it my own. In my case, I would never do that without saying, hey, I saw so-and-so do this. I saw Vicky do this, or I saw Heidi do this, or I saw, someone else do it. Because it's their awesome idea. And then you figure out either how to make it yours, or you figure out how to just do the exact same thing. Boy, I'm having a hard time seeing that. All right. There we go. Okay, so this is going to go right here, but I also need this. These are Carrie stamps, and this is called the Big Month. These are old. I mean, these came out a long time ago. They're sticking to my little thing here. Yes, copying is the greatest form of flattery. All right, July. So I just need to make sure I have enough room right there. So that's going to go right there or right there. So I'm okay. I'll put that, I think, right about there. All right. So I get out my handy dandy notebook, which is where? My stamping notebook. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's right where it belongs. I was just looking in the wrong place. So I always, anytime I stamp, always recommend that you test your stamp first, right? Test it first, even if you've used it 100 times before. Ink it up. Make sure you get a nice coverage. Make sure it's not upside down when you're stamping, right? Especially if you're spelling something. So you can see there, I didn't apply even pressure. So it means I probably was pressing a little bit too much down there as opposed to there. Although it might just be that way. All right, I'm actually gonna swap out the ink because that is a pigment ink and it will take a little bit longer to dry. And I don't wanna do that. All right, let's try that again. Oh, don't wanna do that either. Ah! All right, struggle bus, back on. I exited the struggle bus for a minute and now I'm back on again. That's why it's a good idea to keep, I don't know, wet paper towel, baby wipes, whatever it is handy when you're working, especially if you're working with black ink, because I tend to do that. Now, I'm probably gonna have to clean that. Going to need to clean that. Let's see what's going to happen when I stamp. If that's going to get all over. It is, okay. So do you see the way that I applied that ink? You have a lot more control of your ink if you press the ink pad to the stamp instead of pressing the stamp into the ink pad. Does that make sense? So leave it that way, press that way. Press on top of the stamp with the ink pad instead of pressing the ink pad on top of the stamp. All right. Hi, Nancy. Stamp blocks. It's me, Brenda Lee. Brenda, I assume you're Brenda. Those are from Fiskars, and I have them linked in the description of the video. They're awesome. Okay, I just about did that again. Because that one little pack, you have 4 little blocks, like a tiny, and then a small, medium, large. Okay, just give it one more go to make sure we're good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what's going to be interesting here, friends, I am going to be stamping directly on the insert. And I don't do that very often for a lot of reasons. Number one, because as you work in your traveler's notebook and you're adding things, you are, hang on, give me a quick piece of paper. A while back, we were playing around with something and applied adhesive to that, and I never took it off. So I don't want that to stick to my pages. All of that because I'm using this as like a makeshift version of a writing board. If I put that underneath my page right here, I'm not going to run into all the little bumps, like these little bumps below, that will affect the impression of my stamp, right? I don't want that to happen. So I put that underneath. Now I probably need to ink up again. Yes, I did. I think, Karen, so I think your comment about wiping up with a smudge was a little bit before before I did it. Yeah, I'm just struggling here. I don't know why. All right. Let's try it. Let's try it, see what happens. Huh. Don't do upside down, which is what I almost did. Okay. There we go. After all that, we got it. All right, so next up, Heidi had used a really large number. She had brand new stamps, which I have to tell you, I ordered this morning for me, for my personal use. But she had really a large number that she put right there. And I'm going to put a 4 there because July 4th, right? So I pulled out 2 different number stamps that were big. I think these are going to be way too big. Let's see what this would look like. Oh, let's clean this off really quick. Put that off to the side to dry, and let's just look and see what this would look like. So these are Carrie Bradford stamps. These are outnumbered. So outnumbered is this, and this is outnumbered outline, but I want a full. Colleen said, when you write directly on the page, will the impression of the pen affect your photos on the other side? They should not. I don't write really hard, so we should be okay. So this would go right there. Now that's really big. It could work, but we're not sure. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another little piece of, I'm going to get a little piece of white cardstock across the room. And I'm going to try it. And then if I stamp on this, I'll be able to see if I like it or not. Kelly was holding my breath. Oh, Kelly, don't you trust me? Yeah, I'd be holding my breath too. I'm pretty sure I was, right? Yeah, when you stamp, that's the thing, right? But if it doesn't work out, there's no reason to be sad, because if I stamped that and it didn't work, you know what I would do? I would just take some white cardstock and then put it over it and then do my whole list on white cardstock instead. Oh, Marilee, the reason I put the cardstock back there was because we had used this stamp block when I did this spread. Where did it go? This one? No. When I did the Mother's Day spread, because I used a full sheet of label stamps. Where did it go? Everything is, oh, here it is, no wonder. Everything is super organized. I'm like, how do I not know where this is? All right, so over here, I used a full sheet of label stamps and I left them on the sheet. And I needed a way to get the full sheet to adhere. So we messed around that for quite a while, and tested some things out. And somebody said, why don't you just adhere the full sheet to your stamping block? So we did that, but because the full sheet was a little wobbly, I put a little bit of adhesive on that to hold the full sheet because I liked how those were laid out. And then it worked, but then I never cleaned it off. So I put that there just so it didn't stick to what we were doing. All right, so we're going to try the 4. This is funny. When I went to pull red Distress Oxide, I don't have a good red. So that will now be added to my list. So I'm using my Stamp Market. All right, so, oh goodness, guys, look what I did. I'm just seriously, it's a day, I tell you what. All right, so let's do this first. Well, we'll just do it here. See if we like it. Ooh, look how juicy that is. Love it. All right, so this is what it would look like. This is a good way to test something if you're not sure that you're ready to commit, right? Not quite sure. I just stamp and do a really rough fussy cut. So I'll get an idea of what it looks like. So that would go right there. But we can tell, right? It's not going to work. As fun as that is, it's too big. It will, let me just do that. It will, I think, bleed too much into this, right? I mean, I could make it work. It could work. And then this little part, actually, I think it'll work. Then I'll just kind of cut that off at the end. We're going to do it. Now, what's going to happen most likely is I will get a little bit of shadowing. What I mean by that, this is a super juicy ink, right? Look how juicy it was. I mean, it's beautiful coverage, but it's super juicy. So on that, it didn't bleed through, but it might bleed through on this. So guess what? If it bleeds through, it would bleed through to the other side, and then I'll just put something over the top of it. Terry said, I think I would use the 4, you just cut it out. Oh, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna stamp and do it. Ooh, that's juicy. I love a juicy ink. All right. So now it is going to go, right? Oh, put my block back in again. Like that. Make sure I move it over where it needs to be. And this will go right here. I'm going in. 1, 2, 3. Eek. Okay, did anybody hold their breath? Did anybody hold their breath? Okay, so, hi Ariana. Sarah mentioned something that let's talk about. Sarah said, cut it out and use pop dots. So, if I was doing a mini book or if I was doing a layout, like a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, I would totally cut it out and do pop dots. I won't do pop dots in my traveler's notebook. The reason I won't do that is because then it would make it super, super dimensional, which would be cute. But then when I go to try to work on the next page, when I'm doing this, there's a lot. I'm now adding a lot of extra depth, and I try not to have too much extra depth into in my traveler's notebook. So yes, you could totally do that, and you could do that in any type of project. That I think that would be really fun. But I just won't do it in my traveler's notebook because it's too much extra dimension. How many of you guys watch Vicky? Watch Vicky on like Friday nights, or her classes. Look at me, I'm Vicky. I'm making a mess. No, not that she makes a mess, but this is about as close as I get to mixed media using colored stamping ink. Oh, now what's interesting about that, I need to get one more wipe out, you guys, so bear with me real quick. Holding breath, it's okay. All right, yes, we love Vicky, huh? Let's get that red off. Okay, good, I didn't mess up my manicure. All right, just looks like I've been making Kool-Aid, right? It looks like I've been making Kool-Aid. I'm gonna text Vicky a picture of my fingers later and go, Vicky, look what I did. I have inky, messy fingers. She'd be proud of me. All right, let's just clean up that little bit of that mess. Okay, so next up, there we go. Now, I was going to do the July above. This was my other option. I have a lot of number stamps, but I wanted something that was kind of big. So that worked. Toss those. What type was your, oh, okay, never mind, that wasn't me. Okay, so next up, I think I will use July. See where July will end up. We'll grab our little block, one of our little blocks. Let's do another one. We'll do the medium, I guess. Okay, July, like so. So that stamp has not been used before, right? It is a brand new Well, that one, I've used other months. So I need to prime it first. And when I prime it, I will just use, well, I just use ink. So I always test my stamps first. You guys know that. Just because I think it's a good idea. Especially with the last one, I was getting different pressure, different things were happening. So it just let me kind of play with it a little bit until I knew where it wanted to go. All right, so prime it first, prime it with ink, stamp it. Hi, Tina. Yay. Tina got her Happy Mail today. All right, so that gets it ready for ink. And now I'll ink it again. Get it nice and inked up. All right, so this is going to go I think I want it to go right about here. So let's see. There we go. There's lots of holding our breath today, isn't there? When we stamp, lots of holding our breath. Okay, so not inky enough, and that's okay, because this is where I would pull in one of my black pens, and I switched from this guy, which is super fine Sharpie. Let's see. I won't do the whole thing. I'll just do the L right now. I like a really, really, really deep impression on my stamps. So I will just come in and color in the rest of these, but I won't do it right now. All of the stamping that we are doing, it's really important, and I'm going to color one more in while I talk about this. It's really important that if you are stamping, that before you do anything, if you're working in your traveler's notebook, you go back to the prior page, okay? So you go back to the prior page to make sure that any of the stamping that you're doing is not going to bleed through. Now, we have that happen a little bit here, and we knew that was going to happen. If I was, let's see, okay, so let's pretend that this was the back side of this page. And if I had already done a beautiful list here, and I had already done it on the page itself, I would have that whole 4 would have bled through right there, and it would have happened on my list that I had already done, which would have been sad because it kind of would have ruined the list right here. So before you stamp, look what's behind it. This case it was okay because most of the stamping image was covered by the photo, but look what's behind it to make sure that you're not about to ruin a beautiful list that you spent a lot of time on. All right, so there we go. I have who, what, where. So that, okay, so on the where, I'm going to say Texas, Park City, and Sandy. Those are 3 places that my memories are happening. As I'm documenting my favorite 4th of July memories. So where? Texas, Park City, and Sandy. What? Fave 4th of July memories. And then who? I'm going to have to think a little bit on the who, because the Who is not my favorite musical group. Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to fill out the Who. And maybe I'll just find a stamp that'll go there. All right, so now I will make my list in here. And as I make my list, well, first I need to add washi along the bottom, because that's how I'm going to pull in a little bit of the blue for the red, white, and blue, right? I don't have any 4th of July products, but I am making a 4th of July spread or list using red and blue and a little bit of gold. So let's see here. Not that one. I know not the polka dot because I think I want to use some of that polka dot. Well, I mean, this one, right? Doesn't that one kind of scream? Oh, there we go. Merrily, friends and family. That would totally work. That would totally work. So I think it's going to be this little blue with the white stars because that's just too cute. And then I think I will go with this little gold foil tiny dot, or I don't remember what it's called, but it's linked. So this will go right here. And then this, I'm just going to have it bleed a little bit into here because my photo, actually, I'm going to go all the way across just in case. I sure hope I can find those hard drives. That will be like devastating. I mean, they're here, right? I didn't throw them away, so we know they're here. It's just a little bit of a panic attack. Okay. But I'm going to put this all the way across just in case. Maybe I end up with two small photos that go there and there. And then it's still continual. Continuous, not continual. Ariana's going to do brunch. Okay, I bet. Yes, yeah, take a Sharpie and fix it when it doesn't do a good impression. Exactly. Ariana's our wise 13-year-old lister who is with us quite often. Just love that. Love that she is young and memory keeping. Okay, there we go. Magical 4th of July now. Without any 4th of July products. Okay, so there we go. Now I have, let's see, let me look at my stories here. I have 1, 2, kind of 3. They're kind of 3 things. So let's look at our stars. Oh, Wendy. Yes, Vicki Booten. Dear friend of mine, an amazingly talented artist and designer. Like, oh my gosh, so amazing. So yes, we're very much alike. So if you don't like Lael, you probably won't like Vicki. But if you don't like Lael, you're probably not still here, I hope. Yes, we're very much alike. We very much kind of lead these parallel lives. It's very funny. We both do the same thing, although her fingers are inky and mine are not. She's very into mixed media and I'm very like white and clean. Our husbands are like, you would think that they were long lost brothers from another mother, because they're very similar. Their personalities are very similar. And Vicki and I both do, we have our own businesses. Vicki's also product designer though. And Wendy, you will probably, if you go see her, if you go follow or check her out, you'll be like, oh, you'll probably recognize some of her products. All right, let's take my own advice first and go this way. I'm checking out this blue. So this blue is one of my favorite blues. That is one of the distress oxides. It's a Blueprint Sketch. But I think it's not, this kind of looks like black next to it. So let me just look at something real quick. Where's my other color chart? That is color chart. Here we go. The Distress Oxide inks. So what I'm looking at is, this one was Blueprint Sketch right there. So let's see. Ooh, Chipped Sapphire. I happen to have Chipped Sapphire. That's good. So I think Chipped Sapphire might be a little bit of a better, little bit darker instead of not quite as royal blue. This, as I'm doing this, that I just printed out from the Ranger website. One thing to be aware of, the colors, if you do that, the colors, depending on your printer, it's most likely will come out a little bit different than the actual color just because you're dealing with the printer ink. If you swatch like this was a project I had started, but if you swatch your inks, then you know you for sure have the color. Ooh, okay, hang on. I think maybe I got a little too much ink on that. So the color's better. Here's the difference. This one is this is the distress ink, not the oxide. The difference is the oxide is a pigment and the distress ink is a dye. So I'm not quite getting the coverage that I want there. And I probably don't have chip sapphire. Oh, I know. Let me see if I won't know because I wrote a little X, but I might have chip sapphire. I know I have that in the distress. Let me just look and see if I have it in the oxide, friends. One of these days I'll get all these put away. They are just over here, off to the side, a big stack of all of them. Oh, let's look at maybe this one. This is a new one. Maybe that one's a little bit better. I prefer the distress oxides over the distress inks. It's just my personal preference, right? We always say you do you, but I prefer, oh, look it. Was this the one? Yes, I have it. Okay, good. Let's see. And faded jeans. No, I don't know, maybe faded jean would have been a good backup if I needed it. Let's just see. Yeah, it's just giving me a better impression. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the chipped sapphire in the distress oxide with those cute little stars. Oh, I just found my last bite of protein bar sitting off to the side. All right, so now let's see where we're putting this. Yes, that's a big difference, Kari. Lael does not like dirty fingers, and Vicky does. All right, so let's see. I said I have four. I have 4 things. So do I try to do 4? I'm going to try something here. It will be a little bit reminiscent of this guy. This was our things I heart about going on vacation list, where I made little boxes to do a little bit of a more descriptive list, right? So each of these, like the first one was, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And so I wanted to add a little bit more behind that. So in this list, I have 4 things, but I also want to add a little bit more behind them. When I do that, when I have a little bit more that I want to add behind, I like to do little boxes. So we'll see how these little boxes might work here. I need to do 4. So we'll just have to see how they might work. Always pencil first, just because if I don't like it, then I can fix, right? This one. What I don't want to have happen though, I don't want them all to be lined up. I guess if this is a small one, it would work. So just to circle back while I'm drawing out my little boxes, this, and I would encourage you to go see, if you don't follow Heidi, to go follow Heidi Swap, just to see where this whole kind of that idea came from. And hers is much better, but it's hers. Hers is hers and mine is mine. Actually, we want to make this one a little bit longer. If you missed the beginning when I was talking about that, this kind of layout, that I was inspired by something that I saw Heidi do over the last couple of days, and I thought that would be really fun for this list. So I did it. Okay, that would work like that. And then I guess this one, see, this is what I was trying to get away from. Just get over it. Get over it. This one here. Then, clearly I didn't plan this out ahead of time, or else I would have had a better idea of what I was doing here, because now I've just kind of boxed myself in. This would be a little tiny one. Oh, Tracy, I'll have to go check that out. Tracy said that Heidi also did a video of doing a flag or something. That could be fun. Yes, boxed myself in. Yeah, so that's definitely not what I had in mind when I was doing that. Anyhow, I'll find something to put right there. All right. So I think what I will do is each of these little boxes, this one doesn't end. Each of these little boxes will have a stamp, a star, I think. Where's my board again? Star shape. Oh, that would be fun too, wouldn't it? You could just make the little stars as the boxes. There's a star. Still using that stamping board, or that writing board underneath. Just to make sure. Oh, yeah. Give a little star impression there. This guy could go right here. And, ooh. Oh, whoopsie. Okay, whoop. Yeah, that, you guys, we almost had the dropping the peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the floor before you've put them together, and the peanut butter landing right on the floor, right? That's almost what happened with my little stamp block there. It almost landed face down, as the peanut butter on the peanut butter sandwich always does. Lands face down when you drop it. Almost did that. We'll put this guy down here too. No, I don't want it there. We'll put this guy, I don't know. It'll go there. I'm just gonna need to find something to put there. Alrighty. So then I will just come, I don't want that. I'll come back in and draw my little boxes. And I don't know why I didn't just use the ruler now to do these again, because they'll be a little scawampus, but scawampus is okay. With something like this, I think that's a hybrid ink. That ink pad that I used is hybrid ink. But when in doubt, so the pigment-based ink takes a little bit longer to dry. So just know, if you're working with a pigment-based ink like the oxides, that you give whatever it is time to dry. Because if I had just stamped that, and that's hybrid, and I don't know, I would imagine hybrid might take a minute to dry too. But if I had just stamped that and now I'm doing all this, I'd be dragging red ink like all over, because it wouldn't be quite dry yet. I I always in the description of the video towards the very bottom include include a link to a really good article at scrapbook.com about inks and the difference between distress oxides and regular distress inks. Basically, difference between a pigment-based ink and a dye-based ink. So that's a really good read if you want to know more about the difference between the two inks and what you could use the two types of inks for and things like that. Because I'm not an expert by any means in ink. Just learning. Vicky, were your ears burning, my dear? We were seriously just talking about you. Oh, I miss you, friend. Wait till you see the dress I have on. Vicky was shopping the other day and she was texting me pictures of things that she had purchased. I have a dress that's very similar to either a top or dress that you have. There's a funny story behind it, I'll have to tell you. I won't retell it again because I told everybody earlier. But yes, we were just talking because I had inky fingers. Look they're still a little bit red. I said, oh, I'm going to have to text my friend Vicky a picture of my inky fingers. Later she'll be so proud of me. I wasn't interested. What? I'm so confused. No, different dress. Totally different dress. But you did buy me a dress. Okay. So, now I'm going to write. Although I wanted this one in here. Let's get this one in here somehow. What are you doing today, Vicky? Oh, no, I know. No, I was interested in the photos you were sending. But I was getting ready to go on a hike, and I was going to be late and to meet my neighbors, and I'm like, And so I was interested. It's funny. Vicky was, like I said, sending me pictures of the things that she had purchased. The texts were still up on my computer, on my laptop. And my husband, Nick, who knows Vicky well, because again, remember, we have the same husband. I mean, not really the same husband because, I'm from Utah and that could be definitely misconstrued because that does happen. We do not literally have the same husband. Our husbands are very alike. So it could seem like we have the same husband. So the text thread between Vicky and I was up on my computer, and Vicky, he saw the pineapple shoes and he goes, oh, those are cute. And he goes, oh yeah, those aren't you, but those are totally Vicky. Those would be so cute on Vicky. And I said, yeah. Are you in rich packing orders today, Vicky? Okay. All right. So, next up I have my 4 little stories. So the first one is, when I wrote my list this morning, it was really funny. Now, I am a little bit older, friends, and I don't know how old you are, but I'm a little bit older. And on my list that I always do ahead of time, do you see how this says 1976 and the 9 is like really, really bold? That's because I wrote 1776. Now, I was not alive in 1776, so I'm glad I wrote that incorrectly over here instead of here. It was 1976. 1976, we lived in Texas. It was a huge celebration in our circle where we lived, celebrating 200 years, right? So, 200 years, 1776 is when, Declaration of Independence, maybe? That's horrible that I say that. Anyhow, 1976, 200 years later, hello. But yes, I remember that well. That is one of my favorite 4th of July memories. Because I was, I was 8 years old then. Yeah, see, old. I was 8 years old. Okay, next one. Growing up in small town Park City. That's in Utah. So back then, Park City was a very small town. It's still a small town, but now it's more like an Aspen or a Vale. Bicentennial. Thank you, Kim. Yes, I did live in Little House on the Prairie. Although I think Little House on the Prairie was later than that, my friend. I think that was more like the 1800s instead of 1776. I could be wrong. Yes, growing up in small town Park City, every 4th of July, there was a parade down Main Street. And then fireworks in the city park at night. Okay, that's second memory. Third memory. These are both from Sandy, which was the town that we used to live in. Well, which is basically a mile away from where we are now, but where the little, lines go, whatever. So in our little neighborhood in Sandy, the neighborhood parade, which literally was like down the street. I mean, like a short street. The parade was on a very short street. The neighborhood parade and the kids, our kids, I'm just going to say participating. With their bikes, we'll just say bikes, all decked out. So literally, we were there for 18 years. Jack was 3 when we moved in. So for 18, well, I shouldn't say for 18 years because the boys didn't do it when they were, like in high school. But when they were little kids, I would get like all the streamers and all the 4th of July things and wrap their bikes and all that. And they would participate in the parade, which was a lot of fun. All right, the last one is also in Sandy. Also in Sandy. Oopsie, that was weird. Every year we would do fireworks in our circle. As the kids got older, they I guess they did them. I don't know. They did them. All of the neighborhood boys. Okay, so there we go. The photo or photos that I'm going to do over here will be this, the boys in the parade. And I wish I had those. I wish I knew where my hard drives were because I would show you guys. Well, I'll show you next week because it's the cutest thing you've ever seen. But I will put photos there. Now, I think what I need to do, this is kind of plain, so we need some more stars. So let's figure out... I want my board again. Where did it go? Here we go. Because I have some bumpy things going on. Star. 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 Okay. Star. Star, star, and then we'll do, let me move this over because my board is a little bit less wide than my page, and I'm doing these, I don't know, that may just be there for now. So I will maybe, okay, I'm going to pull out, let's see if we can make this work. Going to pull out word strip stickers. And you know what? Tracy, memories, but no pictures. And you know what, right? We don't have pictures of all of our memories. So a lot of my lists, right? Well, like this one, all things that are always in the fridge. I didn't have any pictures of things that were in the fridge. I could have taken a picture of the fridge and put it right there on the inside. That could be kind of fun. But something that you could do here, if you wanted to have photos, but you didn't have any pictures, and let's say it was a small town parade. Go to Google and Google small town 4th of July parade. It doesn't have to be yours specifically. You don't have to be in the photos, right? But you can still incorporate photos even if they're not yours. So I do that quite often. I won't do that in this case because hopefully I'll be able to find that. Sticker fourth from Best Year Ever sticker sheet. Best year ever. What is the best year ever sticker sheet? It's not even coming to me. And you know what, Paula? Paula said, I don't have many 4th of July memories. And you know what? That's okay. Maybe you'd skip this list. Maybe you'd do Labor Day or maybe Memorial Day or just maybe skip it altogether. Yes, Kim, the bicentennial. That was a big one, wasn't it? Kathy's community has a golf cart parade and decorating. Isn't that so fun? Love that. Yes, and they'd throw candy. So in Park City, in the parade in Park City, the fire trucks, they'd all throw the candy and all the kids would like scramble. And then as a parent, you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, because you're thinking all the kids are scrambling in the street and you don't want anybody to get in trouble. Best year ever. Yeah. It's not coming to me. I don't know if I have it, Karen. I might not have it. Okay, friends, so this list is going to stop right here. And I will, oh no, it wasn't. I was going to pull in some word strip stickers to see if I could put something there. So we'll see if we can find something that works. I think that they need to be black though, because I think the white's just not going to really stand out. So these are small talk. I'm using small talk. Have a little sparkle wherever you go. Well, that could work, wouldn't it? That could totally work because sparklers. So the way that I would make this work, because it's really long and I want it to fit here, right? So I am just going to, let's try it. Have a little. Sparkle wherever you go. No, so wherever, chop that off. You go. The red 4, Shrilly Temple, I love that. That's fun. Yes, the red 4 I think is fun. I like that. It really adds a lot of color, right? And like I said, if you don't have, themed product, like in this case, I didn't have any themed product, did I? I didn't have themed product, so I make it work. I need to play with that a little bit more because it's not quite, it's just not quite, oh, leave a little, not have a little. Let's try one more thing here. What if we do leave? That reminds me of, of my friend Louise. Some of you may know Louise. If you did Planner Con, did any of the Planner Cons, she organized those. She was the organizer of those. And she had a thing that she would do that was called Sparkle and Plan with Louise. And she recently passed away. So very sad. So that kind of reminds me of her. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. All right, friends, I think that is, I'll probably play with it a little bit more after I get those photos added. The photos definitely have a lot of red, white, and blue in them because because they're the kids in the parade and they're all decked out in their, you know, probably their Old Navy 4th of July shirts, right? And then all their bikes and their little cars and all that were all decked out. And then the who. I'm gonna, that I have to figure out because it is family and friends, but kind of not. It's probably more family, so I'll figure out a way to, and then me. So I'll have to figure that out. All right, that is our second list. Oh, I know what I have forgotten to do. I think, okay, I had to think about that for a minute. Oh, I got a little lost there. You guys are like, wait a minute. Did we lose the sound? So what I had thought I would do, and this I think I'll have to wait until I get the photos. Where? Okay. Pink Fresh. So what I thought I might do, Pink Fresh always has the label stickers. So over here, I may, with the photos, once I get the photos down, I think this may go right here. Wouldn't that be cute? Because then it kind of, oh, Shannon, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, she did last week. Very sad. So I think that I may put this here once I get the photos down, because it will help to kind of pull a little red over here onto this page, even though they'll be red in the photos. So what I'm going to do is I will take my pencil and say, add red label sticker here. So I remember. I no longer use sticky notes when I do that, because what happens when I do sticky notes, friends? The sticky note falls away, and then I'm like, oh, what was I going to do there? And then I forget. Alrighty, so there we go. There are our first two lists. Our third list. Our third list is going to go right here because it is a single page list. Shannon, because of Louise, I met you and took your class at PlannerCon 2019. Oh, so sad. All right. So single page list, that is why I skipped, because these were both double. And now I will come back and put my, my single page list here. This one is, oh goodness, mess. I have to tell you, I've been doing a very good job about keeping my craft room clean. That's a very big deal for me. Normally it is a mess. And for a long time, literally, it would just go from one week to the next to the next. And that's not good for my brain because I feel very unsettled when it's like that. So yes, I'm doing well with that. That just reminded me of something because when we did the International Scrapbook Day all-dayer on at the beginning of May, I was having such a hard time finding things, and I finally kept finding what I was looking for, and I'm like, this has got to stop. I've got to get things organized. So I started purging things. I started putting things in piles that I no longer was going to use from my own personal stash. And I had posted on the Facebook group, the Mail by Mail Facebook group, I had posted that I was going to do a D-stash, and I didn't know how many boxes I was going to have, and the D-stash would just be, you would just need to pay for shipping. There was no cost for the, no cost for the box or anything, no cost for the contents of the box. And then later I said, well, I don't know what I was thinking because I certainly don't have time to do that. But as soon as Lily starts, I'm going to put her on that project. So she started that yesterday. So those of you that had responded, there were lots. I know I think there were like 200 people that responded that they wanted boxes, and I know I won't have that many. Just know that hopefully later next week that it'll all be ready to go. Just so you know, if you were wondering what was happening there. That's also a plug for the Facebook group, because if you're on Facebook and you're not in our little Mail by Mail Facebook group, that's where I announced I was going to do that. All right, so I am going to use products from the Reaching Out collection. I have all of my reaching out things stored in one little pouch, just like I had. In this case, I have all of my Pink Fresh stuff stored in one little pouch because when I think of, well, it doesn't matter. That's in my head why I do that. So I wanted to use reaching out because look at the little houses. I thought that would be so cute. This can be a super simple list, but I will use the houses as decoration along the bottom because this list topic is what I love about our home, house, home, whatever you call it. What I may do though, because I may want a little bit of color. So I'm going to see if I'm going to do a background. Let's see if I do. I didn't have, this was just there. That would work, wouldn't it? Let's just do that one. That was from the 6x8 pad. Okay, really, that was just in there. I might be able to make this work. This was what I was using for my, let's make a note. I'll clean that. I need to get some goof off and clean that. So I will set that off to the side and I'll try to do that before next week. All right, so that paper came from a 6x8 pad. I always like to use 6x8 pads when I'm working on my traveler's notebooks just because they're the perfect size, right? I just have to trim it a little bit and then it's a perfect base for my page as opposed to using 12x12. Now, you can use 12x12 too, but for me, I like to use 6x8. Kim, exactly. Kim said, reaching out. That's the washi you use when you can't settle on anything. And I'll show you what she's talking about. That. This looks like such a nondescript. I mean, you look at it and you're like, oh, yeah, nothing fancy. But I use these. I actually have a whole other package, but I keep these out like this so you can see what it looks like. But I use these a lot because sometimes you just need a basic color to go with one of your patterns. So like if I was going to use this guy, then I'd be like, oh, I need just a contrasting color. Oh, look at that. One of those corals would be great with that. So Kim's right. That's what you use when you, it's just a good backup. It's a good neutral, right? You know, in your closets, you need some neutrals. That's like a good neutral. I am going to just trim off those. See those little, like half, not even half. It's just a little, they're like bunny ears, the tops of the hearts. I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of those. It's distracting. All right, there we go. Now I round the outer corners. So we'll round and round like that. Oh, Vicki, are you still there? It is. I know it's a good one. I'm not sure earlier who was who asked about Vicki. These are, so that's one of Vicki's, that is from one of Vicki's collections, Color Study. That really awesome striped washi down there is from one of Vicki's collections, Color Study. Lots of great color. Ooh, and I just saw something new yesterday. I got a sneak peek of something new that Vicki has coming out that has not been announced yet. Just you wait and see. It's lovely. You're gonna love it. All right, so let's get this off because I don't, oh, actually I do. I need this. This was my scratch paper that I was using. We just need to clean it up. So, well, let's first do this. Let's get a straight line here. A straight edge. Are we good? We have a straight edge? We do. It's just a little bit scruffy. It's got like a 5 o'clock shadow. There was just a little, oh, okay. Baby wipe. I have a little bit of, I must have rubbed my face and have a little bit of makeup there. We don't want that. No makeup on our list. Okay, so then we'll do this and pencil right about here. So that background paper is just going to give me a little bit of pop of color. Just a little pop of color. Warm wishes. Oh yes, Kari, I will. Oh yeah. I have placed a big order for it. That's Vicky's new Christmas collection. Yes, I will have it. The well, like the kind of the standard what I do: the 6x8 pad, the stickers, the sticker book, the washi, the stamps. It's beautiful. Okay, where's that had the makeup on it? Yes, lots of new Christmas collections coming. So Vicky's Warm Wishes, a little bit of the crepe paper. I don't remember what that one's called. I didn't love it this year. So a little bit of the crepe paper. All 3 simple stories. The Holly, I can't remember. Simple Stories has 3. So I'll have all 3 of those. Let's see what else. I was just looking at comments for a sec. Melissa. All right, I have to read this out loud. Melissa said, and I'm reading out loud for those of you that are watching the replay, and if you're watching the replay, welcome. If you couldn't make it live, love to still have you. But sometimes I will respond to things that I read in the chat, and if I don't tell you what I'm responding to, then it kind of is odd. So Melissa said, I have a hard time not putting a photo on every list because I am such a scrapbooker. It makes it so much more complicated. So I tell myself it's okay to have the beautiful list. So we were talking earlier, but basically what we're doing, this is scrapbooking, right? This is scrapbooking. This is memory keeping, whether or not we're adding photos to our list, right? Some of my lists have photos. Some of them don't. This list about my favorite things about our house or our home is not going to have photos, but I could certainly do a list that had photos, different, photos of things in our home that I like. It could go either way. But Melissa, you're right, because if you're adding photos, it takes a lot more planning, right? It takes a lot more planning because then you have to think about, do you have the photos? And then if you have the photos, where are they? Are on your phone or on your computer? Or are they on your hard drive that you don't know what happened to your hard drives and now you're stressed out? So some for me, yes, have photos and some don't. It just kind of depends on if I have photos. For me, probably in my traveler's notebooks, if I'm adding photos, it's usually like a something that's kind of special. So like this one, this was things I love about our neighborhood. One of the things I love about our neighborhood is where we are. Where the view is amazing, and so I wanted to add that there. The one that I did about on Mother's Day, this one. I added a photo there because my sister had sent me that photo, literally like a week before had sent me that photo of my mom and I. So I decided that I wanted to add that. So some special, other times not, and they don't have photos. So okay to do it, but I get it. Because if you're a scrapbooker at heart, we're used to adding photos to things, right? That's why probably you'll hear me more often than not refer to things that we're doing as memory keeping instead of scrapbooking. And that's for a couple reasons. Number one, I learned let's see, when I worked for Simple Stories and we started the Carpe Diem brand, very quickly then I learned that in certain communities, and I don't mean like physical communities, I mean like the planner community, there are different connotations to different verbiage. And in that community, scrapbooking had a very different connotation. It was definitely a younger, a little bit a younger community, and scrapbooking, that word to some people in that community, was something more that maybe their grandma did or that their mom did. So switching from scrapbooking to memory keeping, then we were doing the same thing, talking about the same thing, but it had a very different connotation. So that's one reason why I use memory keeping a lot, especially in what we do. But the other thing is, when we're doing this, things that are always in the fridge, that's memory keeping, right? We've talked about with that list that if you have young children, what you have in your fridge is probably very different than what you have if you are empty nesters like Nick and I are. This is still memory keeping. There are just no photos. So anyhow, all right, let's go ahead and do our little outlining here. I try to, if I remember, I try to say this every time. If you leave a comment in the chat and I don't respond to it, most likely it's because I don't see it. So in that case, I happened to look up and I saw Melissa's comment and I'm like, oh, I should talk about that. So please don't think that if you leave a comment and I don't say anything that it's not because I don't think your comment is valid or it's not because I don't like you. It's just, I probably didn't see it. All right, so these cute little houses. Love, 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 right? Alrighty. I'm just trying to think if I want. All right, before I do that, I need to think a little bit. I need to think about my title first and foremost. I need to put a title here. Things I love about our home. And what's really weird, home is a lot of times not a word that I would use. I don't know why. I'd use house, but house sounds weird. So I'm going to use home. I know that made no sense. I need a title. Okay. So I am pulling out the large stack of alpha stickers that I have that are Doodlebug and Bella Boulevard. So last week oh, that doesn't go there. I put it away in the wrong spot. I finally organized all of these by the rainbow, Ragey Bib. So let's look at the colors that I have here. I love that. I think there is a mint. Aha. That could be cute. That would pull up that mint there. Let's do it. So these are the Sunshine. So this font is called, it's called Sunshine. I didn't link in the description of the video, but I will go back and do that. But if you just go to my website and search for Sunshine, you'll find them. There's also a whole category called alphabet stickers because I love alphabet stickers. I use them all the time. All right, so let's get our ruler out. We're gonna do the little ruler trick. Rena, thanks for taking us with you on your errands. That's so fun. Listening, not watching. Yes, hopefully not driving and watching, but listening. Yeah. It's funny, sometimes on Friday nights, because usually on Fridays, it depends. Actually, I need to go down a little bit further on these because they need to stick. Let me just talk about what I'm doing here really quick. So these alphabet stickers that I'm using, these are cardstock. So they're quite a bit thicker than the Simple Stories ones I was using earlier. The Simple Stories ones I was using earlier, I had quite a bit far up on the line because they would stick very easily when I adhere them to the paper. Because these are a little bit thicker, I'm actually going to pop them down just on my ruler to another line because they need a little bit more grip when I will go to adhere them or press it down. So while we are, you guys, so while we're chatting, we were chatting before about new stamps and having a stamp set that is very specific to our listing, besides the clipboard stamps that I always use. And having one that says about last month in my writing and some other things. If there are words that you think of or words and phrases that you're like, oh my gosh, it would be so nice if Lael would do a stamp that had this on it or that on it. If you think of something like that, just reach out and tell me. Because then I can see if it'll work. All right, so now we have to think about this. This is one thing I need to assign myself to figure out. because this always happens. So I have things I love about our home. And I really like that to be there and then a title underneath it, but that doesn't necessarily work. Okay, hold on. Menu stamp. Okay, I gotta think about that one, Shirley. I have to think about how I would use menu stamp. You know what? Tell me how you would use menu stamp in the chat. I'm interested to hear. All right. So home, things I love, because if I write up here things I love about actually maybe I'll just make it really small. I'll write really small. All right. So I'll write really small up there. Here we go. I will press those down. Because they're cardstock, that's why I put them down further, because if I did the same height that I did the other ones, then they would just, anyhow, they wouldn't work. Well, they'd still work, but never mind. Never mind. So yes, about last month, Kari, that's at the top of the list. That is at the top of the list. Party. Okay, gotcha. All right, so you know what, you guys? Hold on. Let me just really quick. I need to write some of these down, because if I don't, it's hard to come back and see them in the okay. All right. It's hard for me to come back and see them in the chat. All right, so I have an idea. What I love about there, I made it work. It's a little teeny title. See that? What I love about and then there's home. So I will do one of my little lines here, just to separate from there. All right, now we can go to our little houses, because the question is if we just have one house, we'll just kind of lay that right there. Or, now, don't get me wrong, we don't have 3 houses. We don't have 3 houses or homes. But it might be kind of fun to have 3 on here, I think. Let's see. Normally I would, I'm just going to write that down. Normally I would have a washi that went across the bottom right, but I'm not going to here, because these are kind of going to go in here, so I don't need that. I love like the little chimneys, the plants coming out of the chimneys. Aren't those cute? Where did this go? Was this higher? It was lower. A little bit lower, right? Okay, there we go. All right, there's our little houses. Okay, what I love about our home. Now, I think what I might do is get out these little leaves. The hearts. Yes, Rhonda, I do need neighbors. Perfect. That's exactly. Those are our neighbors. And then that must be my house in the middle. We do not have a mint house, however. We have no mint house. All right, so let's see. I was looking for, those could work. Those little guys. The heart-shaped sprinkles. I use these quite often. And they may work, but they may not work now that I think about it, because I already have, there's hearts all over here. So this will be a run-on list, but it will be a run-on list with, all right, it will be a run-on list with little hearts in between. So let's just look and see what this might look like. I was thinking maybe that we'd pull Well, I could do the green. Oh, how about the teal? The teal could be really fun, right? Because the teal and the teal. Let's do teal. But before we do teal, let's make sure we have enough teal. Okay, we do. Yeah, we should have plenty of teal. Oh, yes, yes, dot markers. Totally could work. Dot markers could totally work. All right. I think I will use little hearts in between. So those are Heartfetti. And I didn't link them. I will link them, but yeah, you'll see them on the website. All right, so use our handy dandy reverse tweezers. There we go. Okay, so what are the things I love about our home? We built our house 3 years ago. And so we had a little bit of say in what we did. Hi, Debbie. We had a little bit of say in what we did, but we also, because we're in a development, there were only certain house plans you could choose from and things like that. So, so we were able to decide some things, which is nice. The number one thing is the view from our back patio. That is why we built where we did, picked the lot where we did. We only lived a mile from here, and we had a similar view, but it was at the front of our house. So having that up the back of our house, Nick and I spent a lot of time on the back patio, and we did last night. And just having that view is lovely. So that's one of my favorite things. We also have the 10-foot ceilings on the main floor. That was a game changer. That was a game changer. Not in the bottom floor, well, basement. And in Utah, almost all homes have basements. It's interesting though, because when I talk to other people, it is considered part of your total square footage. Where I think in some places, your basement is not. It's finished. The basement's finished, but kind of interesting. The entry. It's actually a long entry with the, God, those are like 12, 15, let's see, 15 by 15 black and white photos. I've taken photos forever. I mean, that's been a big part of, that's one of my hobbies. It's been a big part of like my scrapbooking world and even what I do now. But I had in our old house, we had the same thing, but they were all along, whatever. But a bunch of different black and white photos of the boys growing up playing sports. So some of them are like 12, 13, 14 years old. So those are in N2A, and I like that. I like it. So if you're doing a list like this, this doesn't have to be characteristics like if you have high ceilings or if you have a giant laundry room. We don't. It could be things the way that you've decorated, or it could be the smells, or it could be the people that are there. It could be favorite blankets, or whatever. So you can kind of think about, I'm doing my list one way, but there's a couple different ways that you could think about that. But you know what? Here's the thing. If you don't want to do a list about your home, you could do a list about your dream home. So what would be some things that your dream home would have? Maybe you want to have a craft room, or maybe you want to have a really big kitchen, or, a swimming pool. We don't have a swimming pool. Whatever it is, it could be what you love about your home or dream home. Or maybe your parents' home, or maybe it's the home where you grew up, or anything like that. Yes, really, your childhood home. That would be really fun too. Which that would be for a fun list. I'm going to just jot that down. A fun list could be, your memories of your childhood home or homes. I like that one. That's fun. Childhood home memories or whatever. Okay. Childhood home or homes. Yes. Okay. So that one. You guys too, if you ever have suggestions for lists, I always love suggestions. So throw them out. And sometimes I might miss them in the chat, shoot me an email. Or leave them in the comments. The comments of the video, not the chat, then I can always see those because I get notified about those. All right, we also have also the entry with the white on white grid wall. Now that sounds really funny. It's not like the grid wall that you might see at like a store where they're like hanging product off of. It's just basically they take wood and they make big boxes and then it's all painted the same color. But I call it a grid wall. Because the stairs are there. So basically from the bottom of the stairs to the top of the stairs, it's basically like the 2 stories. And so I knew when we were building, it'd be really hard to find some kind of artwork for that. So I said, well, let's just do that. All right. Ooh, that reminds me of another thing. This is also, you guys, this, like a list like this is not hopefully it doesn't sound like a bragging list. I hope that makes sense when I say that. You're just identifying, at least for me, if you want to brag, you brag. But I mean, for me, it's not a bragging list. It's every home I've ever lived in. I could have done a list like this. I mean, I could have, well, I didn't live in a dorm room. I lived in the sorority house. So it could be things I loved about the sorority house. And they might be the bunk beds. And they might be the little telephone table that if you wanted to talk on the phone, you had to go out into the common area and sit next to the telephone table. And there was actually a telephone there that you would talk on. Things like that. All right. That was actually a fun memory. The tile on the powder room floor and in the master shower. And now I need to do a little bit more on this. Nick doubted it, but I did it anyway. Don't we? I would actually surprised he hasn't popped in from the golf course to say hello. But I did it anyway. So it's very cool. It's kind of I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah. He thought it was going to be hard to clean, and I looked at him and I'm like, well, you're not going to clean it, so what are you worried about? Yeah. All right. Oh, yes, the tall windows in the great room. Another one, there is a barn door in our master that goes into the master bath. The barn door in the master bedroom. So do you guys watch anything on HGTV? Home and Garden Television, HGTV. They now don't call it a master bedroom anymore, the master. They call it like the primary. Oh no, I know what it's from. It's from Million Dollar Listing, New York. They call it the primary. This is the primary bedroom, and this is the secondary bedroom. Primary is, for some reason, they don't call it a master anymore, but the primary. And I love Million Dollar Listing. Let's see. So Karen said, unfortunately, the childhood home has really negative memories of abuse and neglect on the worst of scales. And Karen, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine. And as a kid, that's just so tough. I did scrapbook a picture of the house one time, but I never look at it even because of the bad, right? And sometimes it can be therapeutic just to get that out. And sometimes other people, it's just better left locked away, right? All right, this is always a hard transition for me. Kind of reminds me on the Today Show when they're talking about a horrible story like what's happened in Florida with the condo collapse. And then they have to transition to the weather and they're like, and let's talk about the weather. So when I transition from something like that, Karen, what you shared, or I can't remember if it was Melissa earlier, someone had said that June would be very hard to document because it was a very rough month. It's hard for me to transition and go back to what we're talking about after. I just don't want it to seem like I'm, very cavalier when I'm like, oh, I'm very sorry, but now let's talk about what I like about my house. It's not meant to be that way at all. So I hope it doesn't come across that way, Karen. Tracy would love to have a designated space as a craft room. Yes, that in our last two houses, and we've 3 in this one and 18 in the last one, both had dedicated craft space, but I shouldn't say they had to, but it was also part of my business or part of my job. So it definitely made it easier. That's for sure. Okay. The iron or paint accents. So iron ore is like a really, really, really dark gray that in some lights almost looks like a dark, like a black, like a light black. And other accents looks like a super dark navy. Anyhow, we have other accents, other lights. We have that in a couple places in the house, and that I like that. The ice machine. That is probably one of the most used things that I own, the ice machine. Now I'm running out of room. The pantry. The walk-in pantry. That I did not have in my last house, and that is lovely. All right, I have room, I think, to squeeze one more little thing in. The fireplace with the the greenery growing out of it. No, we don't have that. This may sound a little odd. The small yard. We had a very large backyard at our old house, and that just meant a ton of work. So we have a small backyard, smaller for sure, and the front yard is super small. But I very much appreciate that. All right, so there we go. What I love about our home. It is good to go. The only thing that I need to write, now what would have been really cool is if it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put the date. And I don't really have a place to stamp the date. So it's just going to go right down here. This will say July 2021. Okay. Okay, let me look. Shrilly said, I understand some lists are healing lists in my notebooks, trying to grab any strengths gained. I love that. I think that's a great word, Shrilly. The healing lists. I like that. I like the concept of a healing list. Oh, Karen, but my sister bought a condo in 83, and that is full of positive memories, including the birth of my son. I've owned it since 2005. Love it. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. I love that, Karen. That's a great perspective. Okay, friends. So it is, I missed it. So I bet Colleen's not here today. I bet Colleen is not here today because I just looked at the clock. I'm just scrolling up. I don't think so. I'm just scrolling up because it's 12:39, and Colleen always points out 12:34 because that's my angel time. Sandy, Sandy, when we built our house, I had a double-side fireplace. One half in the master, another half is in the bathroom beside the tub. So when I have a bath, I put the fireplace with a glass of wine. That sounds like heaven. Oh, so fun. Karen likes HGTV. Da, da, da. Okay. All right, friends. So, I think what I'm going to do, I think I am going to go back and finish up this list. And I either turn the camera off and finish, or I keep the camera on and finish. So I'm going to keep it on. I'm going to keep filming, and I'm just going to go back and kind of finish up my list. So if you'd like to stay and hang out while I do that, you are more than welcome to. And if you're like, yeah, no, I'm good, then of course you're welcome to leave. Well, you know you're welcome to leave at any time. Yeah, we'll just hang out. We will just hang out. We'll go back and do that one. Oh, and you know what? I think I might leave these little guys out, or these guys. I was teaching at, I think I mentioned, was that last weekend? Oh, I can't even remember now. The virtual retreat, 3 craft chicks. And I was doing a demo. I was talking about washi. And then I made a layout using some washi. And I used the Sunkissed collection, but I was using some of the Doodlebug washi. And what I loved about the two kind of mixing together, the Sunkissed collection, the colors in this collection go perfectly with the Doodlebug colors. So if you have Doodlebug alphabets, if you have Doodlebug washi, if you have Doodlebug like heart sprinkles like this, basically the Doodlebug colors work really well with the Simple Stories Sunkissed collection. So I might leave a couple of these hearts out and see what happens. Oh, I know. So you guys, if those of you that are Val, 2 weeks ago. Okay, there we go. Thank you. If you are not hanging out, thank you. Thanks for hanging and just, being around today. I love that. I love our Saturdays. It's just fun to be here with you guys and craft. And so many of you we've never met, and I feel like I know you, which is just so cool. And that is one of the, I think, beautiful things that has come out of COVID the last 15 months is that, I think a lot of us here feel like, especially you guys through the chat, that you know some of the people, each other, which I think is the coolest thing. Now, you all probably feel like you totally know me because I'm an open book and I tell you all the things, you know all the things. So, yes, but I love that about what we've done. And we're just still going. So, Karen completed a 2-page spread. Love it. Paula said, I watched your Disney Snapbook videos and I got so many ideas for an album I'm working on. I wish I had done snap albums in my earlier years. Yes, the 6x8 pocket page albums. Those are wonderful for scrapbooking. Yeah, I love them. Okay, so let's see. I pull back a few of these things because I want to make sure I have these. Where's my list? The Juneteenth, so we're back up here. I did my taught the sunny days, yeah. Sunny days class. Okay, so now what I need to remember to do is I need to make sure I can put something here that'll be a good spot for my next word. Maybe down here. So I need to make a mental note of that. Kari, thank you. Enjoy the weekend. You guys have a wonderful weekend. If you have a long weekend because of the 4th, yes, make it amazing. Be safe. Be safe. We will see you next Saturday. Oh, Diane, you do storyline chapters. I love those. I think those are so fun. They're just awesome. Okay, back to my list. So we had, let's see, we hosted, oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, Lord. There we go. Howie and Michelle and their daughter. I don't remember her name offhand. For dinner. Those were customers of my husband's. They live in Hawaii, and they were here. Oh, Kim Pope, are you still here? because you will get a kick out of this if you are. You will get a kick out of this if you are. Okay, so Sam and his mom. Okay, that's me. I am Sam's mom. Sam and his mom. And then this has to be a, this has to be highlighted with one of these stickers. So while we were gone on our trip, came back, and Sam walked into my craft room. I was doing something to say hello. And he pulled up the his shirt sleeve to show me something. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. And he goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, your tattoo, that's funny. And he's like, why is it funny? And I go, oh, it's fake. And he goes, Mom, it's not fake. So my little Sam had a tattoo while we were gone. And it says mom. He did a mom tattoo on his little, like below his shoulder. It was very sweet, but I feel bad because I thought it was fake. Oh, Karen, that's his second one. That's his second tattoo. I know he's going through a stage, but you know what? He's he'll be 21 in December. So he keeps reminding me, Mom, I'm an adult. I'm like, okay, yes. But yes, it said mom, and it was so sweet, but I feel so bad because I really thought it was fake. I thought it was like one of those fake tattoos. That's how you spell tattoo, right? 2 T's? Yes. Sometimes you doubt yourself. Sometimes I doubt myself. Yeah, it was very sweet. I was very surprised. I'd never heard him. He had never talked about doing that before, so I was very shocked. All right. Sam and his mom tattoo that I thought was fake. All right. Now, what's interesting, I'm going to look at something about last month. Is it here? I thought that I had... I think that's when, oh yeah, Sam got his first one in May. I thought it says Sam tattoo. That's the last thing. I thought that maybe I had highlighted tattoo again, but no. All righty. So I think, ooh, I can tell right now, this is not even. Let's look this up because it is uneven. I didn't lay it down quite right. Is that even? There we go. That's better. All right. So I think one more. New. I did a few new project kits. And we're running out of room, and sweet and simple. All right, there we go. So now it's time to decorate some more. So what I was thinking I could do over here, after I was thinking, my hell. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't say hell. Oh, my heck. That just slipped out. I try not to use that kind of language when I am filming, so I apologize for that. What I was thinking after I stopped this list before, and I thought of the puffy stickers. So the puffy stickers are smaller. So maybe something could go in here that was smaller, like, oh, I don't know, a little bathing suit maybe. Let's see, this bathing suit? No. Okay. Oh, hi, honey. Yes, Nick, you barely made it. I know. I was almost done. And then I came back to work on a list. So, okay, you guys. So I was going to use maybe one of these little stickers, but look how funny. because of the scale of this sticker, like over here, it looks like this is like a little kid bathing suit, right? Like a little infant bathing suit because of this guy's so big. So we will not do that because that will be odd. Oh, summer fun. This could work. This could work in here. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Yes. Okay. That is why, and I use all the time, I love to use puffy stickers, and I always bring them in with all the collections because sometimes you just need something much smaller. Like the die cuts, a lot of times are too big, especially in our list. But the puffy stickers are always, well, they're a good go-to. Even sometimes in the sticker book, like these guys, any of these would work, but they're too big. So the little puppies sometimes are just exactly what you need. But now that I have these out, let's see what else. I need some kind of word strip right there. So I'm back to the Sun-Kissed sticker book. Yeah, how's the golf going, honey? Yeah, today it's golfing. Terry, have fun at Costco. Yeah, I know, right? Terry is very brave. Costco on a Saturday, that is, you're a brave woman. You are a brave woman. All right, let's see. Hello, Summer. I have been waiting for you. Well, that's totally true. Let's see how this would work. If it were to work, it would have to kind of go right here. Oops, too long. So let's see. No, I don't like it there, but it could go up here. Oh, yes. There we go. That's perfect. I love my word strip stickers. You know that. I love my word strip stickers. It's another little something right there. Let's see. Go back to the little, either these guys or about a little heart. Ooh, this one. This outlined heart I think would be cute right up in there. Yes! Okay. All right, now I need one little leather sticker, one little word strip sticker right here. Okay. Oh, Terry, it's even worse than that. Going to Costco on a Saturday, you're going with the husband, so you'll end up spending twice as much. But I love that he will go with me. Yes, that's a very fun outing. Now, what's really funny is if it was Nick and I, Nick would be the one saying that that he would be spending twice as much because I'm that kind of shopper. Jeanette, have fun on your lunch date. All right, so word strip sticker. See how, I'm going to get on my soapbox about word strip stickers. I think word strip stickers are perfect, whether it's the ones that are in the Simple Stories sticker books or in like the small talk that I used right here, because sometimes you just need a little something. And that's what I need there, right? I have that little kind of trapped white space. I need a little something. So that's where a word strip sticker comes into play. So maybe we'll do a little bit of a label sticker with a word strip sticker on it. So let's see what would go here. Here comes the sun. Wild, barefoot, and free. Oh, can it get better than this? I think that's going there. Yes, Jane, I will see you on, yes, Saturday night for class. Yeah, that will be cute there, but I need to, all right, so I want this label sticker to go under here. I don't want that to be on top because it'll look funny. So I will try one thing, and if it doesn't work, I will just trim it off. If I can slide, oh yeah, that'll totally work. Oh yes, because that's a die cut, not a sticker. If I can slide, like the electric slide, if I can actually, okay, before we do that, just thinking out loud. I know I want to trim that because I don't need that extra white space on there. And I know I want to trim this because I don't need that extra at the end. Then these little guys will go, excuse my reach. So if this guy Goes right in here. Oh, okay. So actually, I want it to be a little bit longer because I don't want it to line up with the photo. So I had to kind of place that a little bit differently. I didn't want that to line up with the end of the photo because I didn't want it to be, I've extended past here, I've extended below. I want to extend out past that or else it would look a little bit too boxy. So can it get any better than this? I'm actually going to have this go a little bit onto here. So it's going to go a little bit right there. Nope, it's not. Don't like the way that looks. Oh, lift back up and place it again right there. And then we need a little heart. So one more little heart, and maybe I'll look for a little heart. There's a yellow heart. I don't know if yellow will work. Let's see what this looks like. A little puffy. There we go. That's cute. All right, so now I need something right up in here. All right, so I had out, what did I do with them? I had out some little clouds. All right, I think that will work, but I need more than one. So I know there were more than one cloud here. Let's see. Oh, Karen. Karen said, thanks for a lovely and relaxing day. I'm stuck in June documenting my family's journey to see my dad home, in quotation marks. It's been hard, but taking time to remember good moments is helping me with my grief. I'm so sorry. But I think you're exactly right? The thinking about the good times and documenting the good times, sometimes, it's hard no matter what. I mean, there's no way around it. It's grief, and no matter what, it is hard. But I think looking back on the good memories, if you have good memories to look back on, that, makes it a little bit, makes it a little bit happier, for sure. All right, what did I do with, oh, here we go. Here's another cloud. Okay, so that cloud is kind of big. And then that cloud is kind of small. It's like Goldilocks. This bed is too hard. This bed is too small. This bed is just right. So let's look at the sticker book and see if we can find any clouds. Because I don't really want one, but if I have to have one, I guess I'll just have one. Oh, Sandy, 26 years ago. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, I'm very fortunate. I still have both parents. Nick lost his father, when Nick was 21, I think. So it's been quite a while. All right, there is a little cloud. So that's what I was looking for, was just a little bit smaller. So we could either do those two together or I don't know, this one's kind of big. Let's see. But I kind of like that big cloud because it's different. Yeah, we'll do both. We'll do both of those. Thank you, Joanne. Enjoy your weekend. All right. So while I'm just working here, you guys, in the chat, what are your plans for the 4th of July? Do you have plans? Here in Utah, we are in the middle of a very severe drought. We, every summer and into the fall, have forest fires. But luckily, and they're different from the ones in California in that they are not residential. They're always like up in the mountains. So we are very much in a drought right now. And the city of Salt Lake, where we live, fireworks are always banned because we're right up, banned, B-A-N-N-E-D. They're always banned because we live right up against the mountains. And so, the whole mountain could light up with fire, and you don't want that. But the city of Salt Lake, and as far as I've lived here, 20 some odd years, no, more than 20 years. Holy cow, how about 40 years? Wow. 40 some odd years. They've never done this, but they've banned fireworks. So personal fireworks. So you cannot have your own fireworks because the drought is so bad, and it's basically one big tinderbox waiting to ignite. Ooh, Diane, River with Friends. That sounds so fun. Diane, where do you live? What state or what city? Oh, Karen, your mom's birthday, eighth birthday in heaven. Oh, so hard. But look at that. You're going to interview your dad next week about his life. Such a good idea, right? Such a good idea. While you still have him, sit down and talk to him because that's so important. Tam, while we were working, organized your craft drawers. I love that. Sean, pool time with Hubs and Mom. June gloom. So, Sean, are you California? I bet you. I bet Southern California. Yeah. Kristen, family visiting from Oregon. So excited. Full affair pool party tomorrow. Fun. And I bet they're glad they're out of Oregon where it's 115. Tracy, it's your husband's 60th. The 4th has always been kind of his big day. Oh, how cool would it be if they always did fireworks on your birthday, right? Diane's in Crestview. Okay. Okay, wait. Now I got to go back and remember. What did you say? What did I ask you about? Where you were? Oh, the river. Yes, got it. Okay. Dirt. No personal fireworks here in California. I know, but people ignore it, right? And it's like, come on. Oceanside. Okay, Sean. And it's funny because then I'm sure I know you from Lizzie. But I'm so bad with names. If I could see your little face, then I would know. I would totally know. Blackwater Riverly. Okay. A river snob. Rather go to the beach. I know I was thinking, I would rather if you're in Florida, I'd rather go to the beach than the river, but no judging. Helping a friend move. Barbecue when you come back. Very good. Sean, yes, a picture of the two of us. Will you do me okay, if you know where it is, will you send it to me so then I can pair face and name? That would be wonderful, but you don't have to. Okay, Diane, not Diane, Karen, I now get what you were saying. You said add a rainbow, and I'm like, what? I totally get it. You mean add a rainbow like right there, huh? In the clouds, because then it ties in with the rainbow. And I know the exact sticker sheet to do here, because one of the little sticker sheets in the pad has, look at all of these little tiny repeaters, right? All those little tiny repeaters. So a rainbow would be perfect in the clouds. That's perfect idea. Love it. Okay, so what about this little guy? Let's see if we can make this work. Oh. Okay, hang on. I got to figure out where to put it because it's bugging me. Okay, guess what? I don't love it. It's because when I put that sticker down, I put it down, but without the idea of something else going in there. So let's just see if I can move it. If I can move it, I'll see if it'll work. And if not, then no rainbow. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, there we go. So Jane had a great suggestion. If you can video your dad so special, we went way back to World War II, his courtship with my deceased mom, favorite foods, funny stories, get it all down, glad you're doing it. Exactly. And a video is a great idea to do that because then you get it like in their own words. Kind of what's interesting about that though. So Jane, what you just touched on, favorite foods, funny stories. So when we do these kind of things, especially when we do like your favorite junk food, that's what we're doing for the like future generations of our family, right? It's almost like we're interviewing ourselves and documenting all of these really neat things so that when we are older or when we are no longer around or if we can't remember, then we have all of that via our lists. So that's a great that is a great, I think, thing to do, videoing, but we're doing it too. So we're doing it for future. We're doing it for the future generations in our families. All right, so I think that will work, but this whole thing may now may need to lift up a bit. Okay. Oral histories are so important. Yes. Project of the Coast family friend who was a Rosie the Riveter. Oh my gosh, right? And you know what's so hard is that once they're gone, the people are gone, they're gone. And those stories go with them, right? And so, well, clearly, I mean, that's what I do, right? That's, I'm a scrapbooker and that's made it my business. So, yes, I totally believe in that. And it's so important that we document like we're doing, whatever way that you document, whether you're making lists or whether you're a scrapbooker, whether you work in a mini book, that's still not right. Just don't mind me. This is what I'd be doing. If you guys weren't here, I'd be doing this exact same thing, just moving this around until I could figure out where I wanted it to go. And I tore a little bit of the paper underneath. Let's see, hang on. Jane's dad's martinis with anchovy stuffed olives. Oh, wow. I'll pass on that one. He hated Spam in World War II rations, which was a hysterical story, right? So those stories, and you know, they're in there. Our family members have those stories in there, but a lot of times they're just not going to offer them up. We just have to ask. And then you can get them talking and they will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. My dad has dementia. He has short-term dementia. And so he remembers things, though. The detail of what he can remember from 40 or 50 years ago is unreal. So it's really fun to sit down with him and say, Dad, talk to me about when you were in the Navy, or talk to me about when you were flying, or talk to me about this. And the detail is uncanny, but it's just really cool because those stories, right, they get lost. And if you don't ask, then a lot of times people don't tell. Karen has a card from the last Valentine's Day before her boyfriend passed away in 2013. Every once in a while, she opens it because his voice is recorded in it, right? I mean, the written is wonderful to have, but if you have the voice with it, that's just so special. That is so special. So now I'm clearly caught up in the chat because then I really feel like I'm with you guys because I'm like participating in the conversation. It's not just one way, me chatting with you guys. Let's see. Oh, Sarah, right? Yes. See, Sarah's in California, Southern, and fire danger, Topanga Canyon and into West LA. Oh my goodness. So please, 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 I hope everything's okay. Be safe. Yeah, that's one of the things that we have benefiting us in Utah. We have the fires, but it's very rare that they are in like threatened residential. So very thankful for that because Lord knows Southern California, you guys have gone through so much, golly, in the last, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know how long it's been when it comes to the fires and the residential. It's just craziness. And the destruction. It's so sad. All right. I think that's going to be it. There we go. Good suggestion, Karen. I like it. I like the rainbow up there. All right. So the only other thing, I just feel like there is a little bit of a blank space in there, and a little bit of one here, but sometimes there's a fine line, right? There is a fine line between too much and not enough. Not enough and too much. So let's just see. Let's just see if we add a few more hearts. A heart will work there. There we go. Okay, that filled that space. But you know what? I think this just kind of has to stay blank, because if I start going up in there, it's just going to get weird, I think. So I think I like it. I think it's good. I think it's done. It is done. All right. So now that list is done. This one is done. Let's go back to this one. Colleen, you are here. I don't know if you heard me, if you were here when I said that. I'm like, wait, where's Colleen? Because I looked at the clock and it was 12:39. I said, you're usually the one that tells me it's 12:34. Maybe you did, but I missed it. Yes, Colleen said a good thing to also do is get something in their handwriting. Yeah, because the handwriting is really like, I see my mom's handwriting and I'm like, and that is my mom, my grandma. They both had the cursive, right? The amazing cursive. That totally defines somebody, right? Your handwriting totally defines you. So to have something in their writing too is also really special. Let's see. Sandy, I have found a book that my grandmother kept on how much they sold their egg. Oh, I remember. I think, Sandy, did you tell us about that before? How much they sold their eggs for on the farm. I love that. That is why I think these lists are very important, right? Your grandmother was making lists. That's so cool. Oh, Karen, you're missing out. Green olives. Oh, love them. Voicemails from your mom on the phone. Oh, love that. Sona? I was going to say it's the same thing. I didn't even know they had anchovies at the bar either. Oh, Karen. Okay, Karen said through the magic of recording, my mother sang at her own funeral. Thanks for reminding me of the great reasons we keep our lists and memories and our records. I can't believe that must have been so special. 19 cents per gallon for gas. Golly. I love this, you guys. All of these, this is totally just taken such a different turn on. I love that it's kind of gone down that path. Shakira, that's a great question. Can you save a voicemail in the cloud? I don't know. Let's see. We can hear their voices when we see their writing. Karen, that is so true. So true. Colleen. Sorry, I was watching a Stargate Atlantis convention panel and missed Angel Time. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what Stargate Atlantis convention panel is. Okay, let's see. Trekkie. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm back on this one. And just because I'm just finishing, so you guys are hanging out with me while I'm finishing, because that's what I would do or should do, even when we're done. I'm going to come in and actually, let's grab, my other one. I'm just switching black markers here because I'm coloring in the rest of the letters where the stamp impression wasn't as strong as I'd like it to be. And I don't want to use my Sharpie just because I like those to remain kind of really nice and crisp for my journaling or my listing. And so I'm just grabbing another black pen. Oh, I know. So I'm very happy to say that I think I am now used to my progressives. I finally just forced myself to wear them all the time. And now I'm totally used to them. So that's good. A couple people had asked because initially I really struggled. And I'd start with them on when we'd be doing our videos, and then I'd get going, and then I had to change glasses because I just couldn't do it. It just took a little while to get used to, but I love them now. I say that because I was thinking as I'm coloring these in that this is where you really need to have your readers or your glasses on, because it's a little bit hard to see. At least for me, it's hard to see. Hard to see. When I'm done, I am going on a search. And I searched already this morning, but I'm going to go on a deeper search for my external hard drives because I need them. And that's also a good reminder. I need to just upload those to the cloud because situations like this where I'm not sure where they went, or, God forbid if we had a fire or something like that, which, oh, you know what? Did I put them in the safe? We have a little safe. I wonder if I put them in the safe. Oh, please. Okay. Okay. I'm going to check when I'm done. Well, when I'm done today. I'm going to check in the safe because I was just thinking, gosh, but if your external hard drives, you know, if you have a fire in your house, that's like the first thing I would grab because that's where all my photos are. And then I thought, oh, those should be in a safe. Oh, wait, they might be in the safe. Okay, let's see. I hope. All right, so there we go. Much better filled in. And then I feel like I want to do a little one of those right there. Okay, so now because I filled that part in, guess what part I feel like I have to fill in? Let's see if I don't know. I don't really use a lot of colored markers. So let's see if I have one here that would work. I bought these awesome Zig markers when I thought I wanted to learn how to do the really fancy, like the cool, really cool, like writing that you see people do and the big cursive and all that. Yeah. No, I never did it. And I am not that talented. I learned to do that. So let's try. Where's our red 4? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, my baby wipe got on that. Well, that's pretty darn close. It's going to be close enough to fill part of this in, I think. I'm taking a deep breath. I don't think you'll really be able to notice it, but it's not quite right. It's just not quite right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. No, nobody worry. My friend Karen says, nobody panic. Nobody panic. So no panic. Nobody panic. It's okay. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to mess with it anymore because sometimes you just have to put it down, right? You just have to be done. So let's put that away. Let's see. The number has depth. Well, that's a way to put it, Sarah. Yeah, that's a way to put it. The number has depth now. Yes. Have your, and anymore, I mean, your computers, I think a lot of people have stuff on external hard drives just because if you have really big files, photos and things like that, it doesn't really help to save the computer. I don't save anything. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. I save very few things on my computer because I like to be able to access from anywhere if I need to. So a lot of things are on Dropbox. Connect the left side. Oh, I know what Karen is saying. Karen is saying fill that in because it bled. I mean, it bled off the edge. I had it on purpose bleed off the edge. But you're saying come in and I bet that would totally work, wouldn't it? It better. No, just kidding. Ta-da! Love it. That was a great suggestion, Karen. Yeah, isn't that funny? I didn't think of that. I wouldn't have thought of that. Very good. All right, put those away now. And, oopsie. Did you guys hear that? This is called 52 marker pickup. Like 52 card pickup. This is 52 marker pickup. They all just fell to the ground. And so, there we go. There's all my Sharpies because I buy a lot of them. Because you can never be without a Sharpie. I don't know what I would do if I was without a Sharpie. Okay, there we go. Let's put that back. It's kind of precariously perched apparently. All right, so is Sam here? Kimmy's not. Oh, okay. So this is funny, you guys. I think Kim, I don't think Kim is, yes, Kim is not live anymore. She is, Kim, I'm asking you a question. So answer me now. Tell me, I just said the number 4. So if you're live, then type in the number 4 so I know that you're live, because you may be back when I was talking about Sam's tattoo a long time ago. So if you're, oh, there we go. Okay. What you missed is I shared in my list that Sam got another tattoo. It's one that says mom on it. And I thought it was fake. Anyhow, because I know Sam had a vested interest. Kim has a vested interest in Sam, especially when Sam decided he wanted to move out. Kim was not happy. That's so funny. Okay. Okay, hold on. Kristen, late to show, working. How are the text boxes broken up? Please review. Kristen, will you leave me another comment? Explain a little bit so I know where to head. I'm not sure what specifically you're talking about, so I don't know how to answer that. Yes, Kim. I just think we should have talked about it more. I know, that was so fun. All right, so this needs just a little bit more something. And I am not sure what, because I don't know if I really love this, but I think I'll make it stay there. It's like right over here. It's just kind of plain. So I'm going to look at something. On this page for the 4th of July. Oh, right here. So how are the text, you mean those text boxes? How are they broken up? I know, kind of needs some gold, doesn't it? Ah, Kim is very wise. Kim said, I think when you get the pics on, you will know what is missing. Look at though. That could kind of go there, right? Because it seems like 4th of July, fireworks, those aren't fireworks, but that's a watermelon, right? Because that's a little bit like 4th of July. I think 4th of July watermelon. So this is what I could do. That could just kind of stay there. It's a puffy sticker, so it will be able to peel right back off if I need to, if I decide I need to. Gold stars. Okay, so let's think about that. Gold stars. Well, so just like I have my little heart box, my little hearts box. Let's see, where did it go? Oh yes, hearts. So, Igioma. I don't have one of those tiny little TNs. My friend Val that lists with us, she gave that to me. Isn't that so sweet? I have a star box, yes, but I'm just going to really quickly look in here. Oh, so those are stars, but they're in here because of the hearts. I just needed to make sure that there are no stars in there. All right, but I am seeing something in here. So there are some smaller gold hearts, but I don't think we need hearts. I think we need the stars. So let's look and see now. There is a star box because I use hearts a lot. So I actually do have a gold Sharpie. I use hearts a lot, so I have a little box of just all my heart things. So then it's easy for me to just, if I know I want a heart, I go to the heart box. But there's a star box. So bear with me while I find it. Oh, although, I think that might be it. Oh, here's the star box. Okay, hang on. It's not labeled. There's the Starbucks. I want to say Starbucks. Starbucks. Okay, but let me go back to Kristen really quick. Kristen was asking about these, right? You were asking about the boxes, I believe, right? But I'm still not sure if I understood. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, so here we are. And now what are you asking about them? Oh, what was the prompt? Oh, sorry. This is favorite 4th of July memories. I'm so sorry. There we go. Yes, favorite 4th of July memories. So those are 4 of my favorite 4th of July memories. So, Starbucks. Here's the Starbucks. Not to be confused with Starbucks. Let's see. Oh, look at, there's some silver stars. Those are pretty shiny. Those could work. Some red stars and blue. I don't know why these are in there. Who knows? All right, but then what I had, they weren't even in their right little box. These guys, I don't know if I have these anymore or not. I'm not sure if they sold out. These were from Vicky's Storyteller collection. Really cool little puffy stars, but look at all of, there's all those little gold ones. So I think this might be it. Let's see, because I don't think I'm going to like the silver. I think the silver are just a little bit too uniform. Ooh, but there's some, those could work, so let's see. Yeah, the silver are just a little bit too uniform for me. So I don't think those will work, but there's some red ones, but I don't want to do red. Okay, just don't mind me. I'm just talking through. This is normally what would go through my head. I'd be thinking all those things in my inside voice, my inside head, my inside head. Lordy, you guys know what I mean. But I'm just talking out loud so you can kind of, well, you're just hearing my thought process, which could be kind of scary. So don't be scared. All right, so these little tinies. They're little teeny tiny. See? I added one right there. Little teeny tiny. But let's see if the little teeny tinies will work. But then I could also maybe accent with, oh, yeah, no. This, I don't think I can accent with these guys because they look kind of funny, I think. That's black, but it's close enough to blue. No, it's just going to be these little guys, these little teeny stars. Where did they go? Where do they go? So it kind of ties in with the little star washi, not star washi, that little teeny tiny polkas. Yes. Oh yeah. See. Oh Kim. Yes. Shoot me an email. Okay, hold on. Karen said, simple stories as a paper and the so happy together on this text with hearts as bullets between each word strip, if that makes sense. Using it right now. So happy together. You know what's so funny, Karen? It's not. I mean, it makes sense, but it's not even ringing a bell, not even close. Which is so weird because I pretty much know all the Simple Stories collections by heart. Just because I worked there for so long. And then I use their stuff a lot because I love it. Okay, there's a couple of gold accents. Yeah, I know. The watermelon may not work. We'll have to see. But I don't want this to be like a whole bunch, super, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't mind me. It's a bigger one, a red. Red can maybe work. Yeah, now it's looking quite, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see, do these poke out? Oh, they do. All right, let me poke these out, and then I will probably stop, just because until I get the photos, I mean, really, I need to have the photos, like Karen said. Not Karen, Kim. I think it will all finish coming together once I have the photos, right? I'm just picking out the little insides of those little stars. Dot the J. Ah, okay. Oh, that's a cute idea. Kristen, wouldn't it be cool to turn the watermelon into a bunting? That would be really cute. But I get what you mean, not this project. But yes, that would be super cute, like a little banner. All right. Let's see what we have going here, whether this would go here. That's probably fine. That's probably a little bit more pertinent than that. I mean, this was cute, but once I get all the stuff over here, it's not really going to fit. So back on the sheet it goes. All right, friends, I think, oh, dot the what? Oh, wait, dot the what? Dot the J? It is dotted, right? Are we talking about the same thing? Oh, duh. I understand. Don't mind me, just a little slow, just a little blonde. You meant like this, right? Dot the J. It kind of gets lost. It gets lost a little bit unless I do something like that right next to it. It could go there. It might not be bad there. No, I don't like it. It's not going to happen there. Okay, so I think that is, I still have to figure out the who. I'm not sure. But here's an idea. So let's talk about this for a second, because sometimes if you, let me get these things put away. Sometimes if you have something like that and you're like, who, well, that doesn't really fit. And you think, well, I can't use that in a list because that's more like a scrapbooking list, you know, because more like I'm telling a story. I am telling a story, but really won't work. And I'm like, oh, it works for what and the where. But I'm like, well, the who doesn't really work. Doesn't mean I can't use it, because what I can do, if I still can't quite figure out what to put there in terms of the who, then I could use one of my word strip stickers. So, and just cover up the who, right? And that cover up basically that whole line. So let's go back to, since I've used black here, let's go back to small talk, probably, but maybe to chit chat. So it's funny, I have no idea what happened to my Snarky. My small talk Snarky has run away somewhere. It's just not here, which is so weird. It's just super bizarre. All right, so I think I will probably do black again just to put it there, because I think the white would kind of get lost. So let's see if we can find something that might work. I'm just going to pull out a white one just so we can even see if it might work. Even though, I mean, I wouldn't use this one because it says make a difference. So let's just pretend if that was there. So now we know what the white looks like. Let's see what a dark looks like. Oh, this is us. Okay, Kim. You know what, Kim? It's funny. When you said that a long time ago, I wasn't sure that you were writing about. That's really funny. I'm like, this is us. What? I was very confused, but now I get it. Let's see. Look on the bright side. Everything is beauty. Blah, blah, blah. I saw something up here that could work, but I don't know what happened. Oh, adventure awaits you. Maybe that could work. So let's just look and see. So there's a black one, which I don't love. I mean, I just don't love it. So I'm still going to write something there. I just don't know what it is. But this is us is not, it's just not, that's not it. In my head, that is not it. I just don't know what is. I do not know. I am going to get the pictures and do the pictures, and then that will be the last thing I do. And then maybe that will help me, figure out what the who is. I know, Kim, I love Snarky. I just don't, I don't know where they are, but they're so good. So Debbie's Therapy said put a star over it. So I could, right? I mean, I could put a star over that and then write whatever I wanted. Oopsie. That's not sticking very well. These are old. Oh, these are old. Those red ones. All right. So I think I'm going to stop there. I have some options. I could put a sticker over just the who. I could put a sticker over the entire thing, or figure out what I'm going to write. But I need the photos first, and then I'll go from there. All right, friends. I am going to flip the camera. Okay, unplug and plug, and flip. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, flip. Okay. Ooh, we're crooked. Crooked. All right, friends. Well, that was fun, and I'm almost done. I'm going to go check the safe to see if I put the hard drives in there, because that would make a lot of sense, right? And if they're not there, then I don't know. I don't know what happened to them, but I will find them, because before next Saturday, I'm going to have that done. Let's see. I know it's ending. I know, Karen, another day-long one. So this is what's going to be happening in July, end of this month. I will be out of town the last Saturday in July and the first Saturday in August. So I don't know, maybe we'll do a day-long one after that, because I'll miss 2 Saturdays again in a row, which as the year moves on and as things start opening back up, I have some travel planned, teaching in the fall. So normally I'm gone like Saturday after Saturday after Saturday after Saturday. It won't be as bad this year, but it will interrupt our weekly Saturdays. So it'll be what it is. It is what it is, but we'll still have fun when we can be together. So we'll still be together the next, I don't know, 3 Saturdays. I'll talk about it in between now and then. So those of you that are still here hanging, just a couple reminders. The giveaway for this week, you will leave a comment when the video is over, not in the chat, but when the video is over, you'll leave a comment telling me, I think, what did we say? One of the things, oh yes, one things you like about your home, one of the things you love about your home, leave that in the comment. And next week I will be drawing for hang on. Oh, here it is. This is my finished sample. I showed the kit before, but this is the Twilight Traveler's Notebook Kit, which, this is fun. That came out of one of the classes that I did. I don't remember. But somebody said something about, oh, I could laminate that. So I have little laminated lists for everyone, that part of this. And we'll talk about laminating lists, and also a wet erase marker is part of the kit. Anyhow, it's a fun one. So that will, that will be our giveaway for this week or next week for Saturday. Then also don't forget Christmas in July. 2 things. One is there is a coupon code. My little gift to you guys for supporting me. There is a $5 off coupon code of your purchase 25 or more, and that is good in July. So it's a one-time use coupon. So once you use it, it's used for you. But you can off of anything. It doesn't have to be, whatever you want it to be. But then also, because Christmas in July, we talked a little bit earlier, lots of new Christmas collections coming out, and I have to have room for them. So I have put all of the Christmas and winter from last year on sale 40% off, and you'll see that on the website as well. All right, I think that's all, friends. Thanks for those of you that stuck with me to the very end, since we decided to just keep playing. That's always fun, because that's what I'm trying to get in the habit of doing anyway. Once I stop filming, is I try to still stay here and finish, because if I don't finish now, then it tends to not happen. So let's see. Yes, happy 4th of July. Colleen, any follow-up info regarding Lemon Twist? Okay, yes, but no. So Simple Stories has their release that they announced maybe in April that was supposed to start shipping in May. Simple Vintage Lemon Twist, the re-release of Simple Vintage Coastal, and then a couple of others. They've been stuck. They've been stuck at the port in Los Angeles. They're not the only ones. A lot of other scrapbook companies, but a lot of other just companies in general. Not enough labor to unload ships. The ships get unloaded, and then not enough labor to go through the containers because they have to go through customs. So containers sit and sit and sit. And then once they go through customs, then they get dispersed, but not enough truck drivers. Also, not enough people to load the containers of product onto the rail cars. So, Simple Stories is still waiting. They did release their domestic manufactured products, so their paper and their 12 by 12 stickers. That is why you may have seen that on my website as part of the Midsummer Traveler's Notebook Kit. They did release paper and stickers. Unfortunately, all the China manufactured product, the overseas product, they still don't have yet. And that is mostly what I planned on using in my Simple Vintage Lemon Twist mini book. So we did hear last week that they have made it to the rail cars, but now don't know when they're going to get loaded. And so, long story short, no. A little bit closer, but still not close. The good news is Simple Stories is about an hour away from me. So As soon as they get the product, then I can either drive up and get it, or they will ship it and I receive it the next day. So hopefully soon, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer. And I mean, I know them well. I actually drove up last Monday to pick up the product for the Traveler's Notebook kit, and had a long discussion with them, because imagine them. They have paid for all the product and it has just been sitting. I mean, they should have been able to ship in May and it's now July. So, yeah, it's, when you're a manufacturer, that's not a good situation to be in. It's unavoidable, not their fault, but it's just kind of a bummer. So yes, that's what's happening with that. Let me just look here really quick, friends. Just to make sure there weren't any more questions. Oh, Bernice, yay. Bernice said, this is so fascinating. I can't wait to try journaling. I love that. Yes. It's fun. It is fun. And you know what, Bernice? Now I wonder. I just had a moment. Someone emailed me and asked about how to just get started, and worried about messing it up. And I wonder if that was you. And if it was you, I apologize.